Where you going, Shorty?
Jed, going?
Yeah.
Oh, I was practicing El Vernon and me slipping away in the early morning so as not to wake the family.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. We was always up before daybreak.
Oh, well, that relieves my mind. Now I can sleep.
Good.
Night, Jed.
Night, Shorty. Where you going, Shorty?
Jed, don't you never sleep?
I'm just about to ask you that. What are you doing this time?
I decided it'd be real romantic if El Vernon and me eloped.
Wouldn't it be even more romantic if you took Alberta along?
Hey, Dogies, I knew I forgot something. Well, night, Jed.
Night, Shorty.
4 a.m. All's quiet. Now's my chance. I'm a doomed man.
Good morning.
Well, the blushing bride.
Good morning, Alverna. Happy wedding day.
Oh, thank you, Mayor Heller.
Is the groom up yet?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think it was proper for me to enter his room unchaperoned.
I'll check on him, Alverna.
Thank you, Shad. Wake him gently.
Oh, I will.
What a shame Mayor Heller has a wife. You two could come with us and make it a double wedding.
Oh, I'm too old to think of getting married.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Well, it's not that I ain't had plenty of chances.
Oh, I don't doubt that. You were quite attractive at one time.
Morning, everybody.
Hello, Ellie, dear.
Cousin Bess and me want to wish you a happy wedding day, Miss Bradshaw.
Well, thank you.
Ellie Mae, you know I don't like varmints in my kitchen. Now take it outside.
Well, Bessie, I ain't a varmint. She's my friend.
Well, take your friend outside.
Yes'm. Give me a kiss.
Poor dear sweet thing. Oh, what a shame she has to lavish her affection on animals.
What you mean?
Well, she has no man and no prospects. Doomed to be an old maid. And here I am, getting married for the second time at my age.
Just what age is that, Elbert?
Between us, Granny, I'll never see 40 again.
Did you catch a glimpse of 50 as you passed it?
Shorty, wake up. Shorty.
What's the trouble, Shad?
I can't wake the bridegroom.
Well, from the look of that smile on his face, he must be having one awful happy dream.
I bet you he's dreaming about that bachelor party last night.
Yeah, I can't hardly blame him. Mr. Drysdale throwed a humdinger.
Yeah, Shorty the Sheik and these harem girls.
As you can see, each of these girls is a gem of rare beauty, each a princess of royal blood.
Princess?
And you're selling them?
Now, they have been captured, now they are slaves.
True, Master. You may buy us as you would buy trinkets.
I'll take them all. I don't want to break up the set.
Wake up, Sheik.
Where am I? What day is this?
This is the day you marry Alberta Bradshaw.
Come on. Get up. Oh, have a heart, fellas. I can't marry Elverna.
Why not?
You was at that bachelor party last night. You saw all them pretty girls. That's the life for me.
That's all over and done with now, Shorty.
It don't have to be. We can have another bachelor party tonight.
Who for?
Oh, Chad. He's single. We can have the party tonight and get married tomorrow.
Who'd I marry?
I'm glad you asked me that.
Never mind the answer. This is your wedding day, and your bride-to-be is waiting.
Oh, that floor's cold. I'm freezing.
Well, look on the bright side. Tonight you'll be on your honeymoon.
Yeah, and you can snuggle up nice and cozy with Alverna Bradshaw.
That did it.
Excuse me, Chief. The three secretaries who portrayed the slave girls at the party.
See, wasn't that a great party? Look at these pictures Gloria took. Here I am as the Grand Caliph.
Very impressive, Chief.
Here's a shot of you as the camel driver.
Boy.
Here's one I like. What a great feeling of power that was, to be an absolute tyrant with slave girls to obey my every command. Oh, it's hard to give it up and be the real me again.
Chief, this is the real you.
Come on now. You know at heart I'm just an old softy.
Well, good. As I started to say, the three secretaries who portrayed the slave girls would like to see you.
Oh, fine, fine. Bid the little darlings enter. Oh, they did a splendid job last night.
Come in, young ladies.
Girls, I want to thank you for the beautiful job you did last night. It was a wonderful party. And you were in no small measure responsible for its success.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Dryden.
Now, there's something you wish to say?
Yes, sir. You promised a bonus of $100 to the girl who came up with an original idea for the bachelor party.
And Jean came up with the idea, so we think she deserves the bonus.
Do you agree with that, Jean?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel that I should give you $100?
Yes, sir.
Chief, I should like to say that I also agree.
Good. It's unanimous then.
Yes.
Fine, fine. You see what a softy I am, Miss Hathaway. These girls asked me for $100. Now, was I upset or unpleasant?
No, you've been very sweet about it.
Yes, I've been very sweet for exactly 23 seconds. And that is enough. Now get out of here, all of you. Back to work now. Is this any way to run a bank? Bet it is.
Where's Shorty?
Still in the bathroom.
Shorty?
What do you want?
Alverna's waiting for you. Come on, hurry up. What are you doing?
I'm shaving.
You've been shaving for an hour.
I got a dull razor.
It ain't that dull.
It's so dull I can't even cut my wrist.
Shorty, unlock this door and come out of there.
I'll be out in a minute, Jed.
Jed, I just thought of something.
What's that?
This room's next to mine, and there's a great big tree right outside the bathroom window.
That's right.
Well, ain't you afraid he'll climb out the window and shinny down the tree?
Nope.
Hi, Fairchild. I'm an awkward size. Too little to fight the bear and too big to flush down the drain.
Shorty, when you coming out of that bathroom?
What day is this?
It's Wednesday.
I'll be out Thursday.
Thursday?
Friday at the latest.
May I come in? Where's my darling little fiancé?
He's showering.
Shaving.
What?
He's shaving.
Showering.
Oh, which is it?
Well, Alverna, Shorty is so anxious to see you, he's shaving and showering at the same time.
Oh! Hello in there.
Who's that?
This is your blushing bride. How soon can we leave to get married?
Saturday at the latest.
Saturday? Shorty, dear, Wednesday's our wedding day.
Okay, see you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Alverna, Shorty is so thrilled and excited that he don't know what he's saying.
That's the truth. The thought of marrying you has got him just paralyzed.
Paralyzed?
With
Joy.
That's
joy.
it.
Paralyzed with joy.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, now you just leave Shorty to us.
Yeah, Alberta, we'll have the bridegroom ready in no time.
No time at all.
Thank you, boys.
Shorty, what are you doing now?
I'm about to have myself a drink.
Drink of what?
I found a bottle of alcohol.
Well, Shorty, don't drink that. That's rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, that's poison.
Doggone it, I was hoping to get up enough nerve to fight that bear.
Get it. You drink that stuff, it'll kill you.
So come on out and marry Alverna.
You gotta admit that beast's dying, right, Shorty? Shorty? Shorty?
I'm thinking it over.
Excuse me, Chief. You know, Miss Bell, the little slave girl secretary you cheated out of the bonus?
Now, look, if I hear one more word about that lousy bonus, I'll fire you, her, and the whole secretarial pool.
Oh, no. Chief, it's nothing like that. Miss Bell's little brother, Cookie, would like to meet you.
Oh, well, send a little fella in. I'll give him a free piggy bank.
This is her little brother?
Yes, and her big brother would like to meet you, too. Come in, sir.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We understand you had a slave auction here last night.
Slave auction? Here? Me?
That's what our sister told us.
Oh, you must mean the fun slave auction.
Doesn't look like much fun for the slaves. Who's this cat here?
Well, that's the sheik who bought your sister. I mean, Miss Hathaway, explain the situation to these gentlemen.
What do I know? I'm just a camel driver.
Thanks a lot. Really, fellas, it was just a party. You see, these 3 secretaries volunteered to be make-believe slaves.
Just make-believe?
Absolutely. It was just good, clean fun. Miss Hathaway, bring in the 3 slaves. Secretaries.
At once, master.
Great sense of humor. Now, what do you fellas do?
I play professional football.
Oh, say, that is my favorite sport. You play too?
No, I'm not big enough.
Here are the slaves, master.
I'd appreciate it, Miss Hathaway, if you would stop joking. Now, gentlemen, what is it you want to see me about?
About you selling our sister as a slave. And about that $100 bonus you owe her.
Fine. Now, which one is your sister?
Are you kidding me?
Well, not at all. Will the sister of these gentlemen please step forward? She the one?
You didn't think that maybe the black girl would be our sister?
Well, did you know I'm completely colorblind? Oh, Miss Hathaway, make out my personal check to this young lady for $100.
Yes, sir.
No, not the green folder, the red one. Well, as you football players know, you can't win them all.
Doggone you, Shed Hiller. You had to be a blacksmith.
How do you like the way Ellie and me decorated up the honeymoon car?
Looks real nice. Las Vegas or bust.
You like it, huh?
Hope Shorty don't think it gives him a choice.
He'd take bust.
Come look at the sign I put on the back.
Hold on, boy. That's jumping the gun.
Yeah, they won't be married till they get to Las Vegas.
I took care of that. On the way there, they just close this down like that.
Yeah, you done a right good job, boy.
I wanted to tie a pair of old shoes on the back and drag them behind the car, but Granny wouldn't let me.
How come?
'Cause I was still in them.
Oh, Ellie, how lovely. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome, Miss Bradshaw.
Ready to go, Alverna?
Just as soon as Shorty's ready.
Well, I'll go look in on him. Last time I seen him, he was still tied up.
Come on, Chad, have a heart.
Nothing doing, Shorty. You ain't getting loose until you're ready to drive to Las Vegas and marry Alverna.
Listen, Chad, you know that old mule of mine you always admired so much? If you untie
Stop
me...
wasting your breath. I've already turned down $20 cash in your car.
I'll throw in Alverna.
What would I do with her?
I don't know, but if you think of something, tell me.
Well, Shorty, the time has come.
Oh.
Now, cheer up. When you see what Jethro and Ellie has done to your car.
Burned it. Wrecked it.
Shorty.
Was Alverna in it?
Your car's in perfect shape, and so is Alverna.
I believe that about my car, but it was never true of Alverna.
Shorty, if you feel that way, why did you ask Alverna to come out here and marry you?
I hadn't seen a woman in 4 weeks that'd been hiding in Granny's root cellar. But when I seen all them pretty girls again, I changed my mind.
Forget about them girls, Shorty. Alverna's got everything they got.
I wonder where she keeps it.
Now, stop that kind of talk. You're getting a fine woman.
That's the truth. You and Alverna was made for one another.
Don't forget, she owns the Silver Dollar City Hotel now, and you two can run it together.
You'll be a dandy team. You'll be the happiest two birds in the nest.
You really think so, fellas?
Absolutely.
No question about it.
I was getting tired running the hotel by myself. Doing all the cooking and cleaning.
Alverna will handle that. She's a dandy cook and hard worker.
You're going to have it soft from now on.
By golly, coming to sound pretty good.
Come in.
Is my bridegroom ready? Oh!
I'm ready, Alverna.
He's just a mite nervous.
Oh, you mustn't be, darling. We're going to be so happy together.
I hope you're right, Alverna.
And here's a little sample of the happiness in store for you. But tonight, there'll be more where that came from.
Well, Shorty, I reckon that clinched it.
It sure did. Tie me up again.
Well, Chief, you seem calm and collected after your little scare.
Scared? Did I look scared?
Terrified.
Now listen, I didn't want to start anything in front of a woman. But you should have heard what I told those guys after you left the room.
What did you tell them?
I told them it was all your fault.
Thanks a lot. And here are the bills for last night's party.
Holy smoke, how am I going to explain these to the board of directors? Oriental tapestries, slave girl costumes, gold chains.
Tell them you were photographing an ad for the bank.
Photographing an ad?
Well, you got the pictures. It's a natural. Beautiful slave girls in chains. Your motto? Don't be a slave to debt. Save your money at the Commerce Bank.
Beautiful, fabulous. It's a great idea. It's good enough to actually use.
I think so. All you have to do is pay the 3 girls.
Nuts to that. I've already paid one of them. See, that's it. We'll reshoot the picture with just Jean. Now get her back in that slave girl's outfit right away.
Right, Chief.
And Miss Hathaway?
Yes.
I'm going to ask the board of directors to okay a raise for that ad idea.
Oh, Chief, that's wonderful.
Well, what's so wonderful? It'll probably put me in a new tax bracket.
Shorty, you'll be right down, Alverna.
You'll be on your way to Las Vegas in 2 minutes.
You know, I've never been to Las Vegas, and Granny tells me they have gambling there.
That's what I hear.
Every kind you can think of.
I certainly hope Shorty won't be tempted to gamble. If there is one thing I cannot tolerate, it's gambling.
With some folks, it's a regular sickness.
I know. Right in my own family, a happy marriage was broken up because of gambling.
Really, Alverna?
My Aunt Bertha married a man who was the picture of propriety. Sober, hard-working, church-going. Together, they saved a small fortune. And in one poker game, they was completely wiped out.
What a shame.
Yes. Aunt Bertha was lucky in love, but a lousy poker player.
Let's go, Alberta. I can't wait to get to Las Vegas.
We'll go crank up the car for you, Shorty. Come on, Jed.
I'll go with you, fellas. I got some rice out there to throw on the happy couple as they come out the door.
Alberta, honey, all alone. How about another one of them kisses?
You little devil.
Make it a steamer, baby.
Shorty.
That was a scorcher. There goes my poker deck.
What?
I can't leave without that.
Shorty Kellums, don't tell me you play poker.
Poker, blackjack, gin rummy, pinochle, you name it. If it's for money, I'll play it.
Shorty, darling, please don't play cards.
Okay, honey baby, we'll shoot crap. Eight's my point. There's a 5. Cover it.
Oh, Shorty, darling, what's gotten into you?
That old gambling fever's got me.
I didn't know you were a gambler.
I was about cured, but thoughts of going to Las Vegas has brought it back.
No.
There's a deuce that says I make my point the hard way. Fade me, baby.
Yeah.
Miss Bell has agreed to pose for the bank advertisement, Chief.
Oh, good.
And you will represent the villain.
That's how do I look?
Not villainous enough, strange as it may seem. You should have a black hat, black mustache, and a black cape.
That's a good idea.
I'll be right back.
All right. Did Miss Hathaway tell you what this picture's about?
Not completely.
Well, it's an ad for the bank. And the idea is don't be a slave to debt. Now, you'll be kneeling with your hands like this, pleading with me, the villain, debt. See?
Like this?
That's right. And I'll be standing over you with a whip, like so.
How's this?
No, Miss Bell. Look terrified, like you're actually afraid that I'm going to hit you with this whip. Just act it out.
Please, Master, don't hit me. Please don't hit me with that whip.
I wouldn't hit her with that if I were you.
Hi, fellas. I guess this looks kind of incriminating for a bank president.
I don't know much about bank presidents. How about you, Earl? I don't either. But I tell you one thing, I wouldn't want my sister to marry one.
It's all off. What? I don't dare go to Las Vegas with Shorty. Why? He's an inveterate gambler.
Well, leastways, he ain't a Yankee gambler.
Granny, please come and talk to him. Maybe you can help cure him of this sudden attack of gambling fever.
11, come 11. Be good to me, Dice. Trade me somebody.
That Shorty is a hard rascal to reel in, Jed.
Yeah. Looks like he done spit the hook again. Granny, Shorty and Alverna on the way to Las Vegas.
With Alverna driving and Shorty asleep in the back seat.
If that flivver holds up, they ought to be husband and wife by nightfall.
As a general rule, men is terrible matchmakers. But it looks like you two has done it.
How about us having a glass of your cider to toast a happy couple?
Good idea.
Alverna, what are you doing back here?
Where's Shorty?
That's what I'd like to know.
Ain't he asleep in the back seat?
Wait till you see what's asleep in the back seat. Wake up, you hairy little critter.
Sounds like Shorty to me. Sakes, I've heard of a frog being turned into a prince, but somebody's turned Shorty into a ape. Did you kiss him, Melbourne?
Of course not. When I got to the gate, I looked in the back seat, and there he was.
Has anybody seen Cousin Bessie?
Right here in Shorty's car.
Well, what happened to Shorty?
I know what's gonna happen to him when I get my hands on him.
Now, Alverna, calm down. He'll show up.
Yeah, come on in the house and have a glass of cider.
Oh, I know what happened to Shorty. He left with that big, tall girl that works down Mr. Drysdale's bank.
You left with her?
Yes, sir. They drove off together in Miss Jane's car. And yonder they come back.
You take your ape and skedaddle in the house. I'll deal with Shorty.
Yes, sir.
buggy ride, baby.
Well, you said you had something important to tell me, but you never did.
Slipped my mind, honey. You must have hugged it right out of me.
Can't you remember what it was about?
I think I was supposed to go to somebody's wedding in Las Vegas.
How about dinner at my place tonight?
Sounds great.
I've got some groovy new records.
Good, we can dance.
Oh, I love to dance with you, Shorty. You're so cuddly.
You too, Gloria. And there's so much of you to cuddle.
Oh, I'd better be getting back to the bank. Mr. Drysdale will have my neck.
Okay, but save the rest for me.
See you later. I'm sorry you missed the wedding in Las Vegas.
And you see one, you've seen them all.
Who was that, Shorty?
Who's what, Jed?
That girl.
Oh, that was my sister.
Shorty, I know your family, and you ain't got no sister.
Do you know my cousins?
Not all of them.
That's one of the ones you don't know.
What about Alverna Bradshaw?
Who?
The woman you asked to come out here and get married.
That must be the wedding I missed.
You ain't missed it yet. She's in there waiting for you. She's got plenty of witnesses that heard you say the two of you ought to get married.
I still say we ought to get married, but maybe not to one another.
Shorty Kellums, where did you come from?
Alverna, if you don't know that, you ain't ready to get married.
You know what I mean. What happened to you?
Well, something big come along, Alverna.
Yeah, and I had to grab it.
An opportunity?
You could say that.
Does it look promising?
Yeah.
No. Well, what we mean is, yeah, it looks promising, and no, it ain't gonna work out.
It ain't yet?
Not a chance. Now, there ain't nothing standing in the way of you and Alverna driving to Las Vegas and getting married.
Oh, wonderful.
A lot of happiness to you both, and call us after the honeymoon.
We will.
Bye.
Bye. Come along, darling.
Wait a minute, Alverna. I ain't ready yet.
What do you mean?
There's several things that need washing first.
I'll do them for you.
Oh, you can't. There's my unmentionables.
Don't be silly. We're getting married, aren't we? Aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Quick as I has my bachelor party.
Bachelor party?
Well, yeah, darling. Every feller's entitled to a bachelor party before he gets married.
And somebody's giving you one?
Oh, yeah. Plans is all made.
How come you didn't mention it before?
I didn't think of it. Remembered.
When's it gonna be?
Tonight.
Where?
Gloria's place.
Where?
Gloria's place. Beautiful. Just glorious.
Who's giving it for you?
You know, what's his name?
Ain't you folks gone to get married yet?
Oh, we can't go till tomorrow, Granny. Somebody's giving Shorty a bachelor party tonight.
Sounds like Mr. Drysdale.
That's who it is.
He's always throwing parties for Shorty.
He's at it again, Granny. Having a big one tonight. I'm duty-bound to go, him being such a good friend of Jed. See you later.
I don't know if I like the idea of him going to a bachelor party tonight.
Well, look at it this way, Alverna. It's the last fun he's ever gonna have.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Clampett's on the telephone.
Oh. Mr. Clampett, dear friend, what can I do for you?
Well, I called to ask you something.
Anything at all. It's always a pleasure. What is it?
Well, Shorty Kellums is getting married.
Yes, I know.
Are you giving him a bachelor party?
A bachelor party? What? Yes, of course.
It's gonna be tonight?
Yes, tonight.
There at your bank?
Yeah, right here, you bet. I'll just leave everything to me. Bye.
What was that all about?
Well, Mr. Clampett wants me to give Shorty Kellums a bachelor party tonight. Alert all the girls in the secretarial pool.
Shorty, I want to apologize to you for doubting your story. I just talked to Mr. Drysdale, and he is giving a bachelor party for you tonight.
The Dickens he is. Huh? The Dickens he is. Regular Dickens. Oh, no. Well, I'm going to go rest up for the party.
Yeah, and tomorrow you marry Alberta.
Well, here they are, Chief. Cream in the secretarial pool.
Oh, yes. Fine, fine. Now, girls, tonight I'm giving a bachelor party for a friend of a very important depositor. So I expect each of you to participate.
Oh.
Oh, you're new.
Yes, sir. This is my first date.
And what is your name?
Jean Bell.
Welcome aboard, Miss Bell.
Thank you.
Now, girls, as I was saying, tonight is the party. So all plan on working late.
Do we get paid extra?
You are new. Now, I don't want just another bachelor party. That's why I'm offering a bonus to any employee who comes up with a novel idea, something with a flair, something fresh and provocative.
We don't get paid for working tonight?
Of course not. You work as I order you to. Right, girls?
Oh, right. I thought slavery had been abolished.
Oh, that is very funny. That's also an excellent idea for the bachelor party. We'll have an Oriental slave auction.
Oh, goody. I get the bonus.
Miss Hathaway, we'll transform my office into a Moorish tent. Now arrange for the proper furnishing and costumes for the beautiful slave girls and harem girls.
Chief, I should like to go on record as saying I disapprove of this whole idea.
Okay, you're on record. Big deal.
However, I do approve of the bonus for a needy employee. How much are you going to pay?
Well, let's make it $100.
Oh, that's very generous.
Well, I think it's a great idea for a bachelor party. Oh, Shorty will have a ball buying all those beautiful slave girls.
I'll go and tell Miss Bell about the bonus.
Now, wait a minute. What business is it of hers if I get a bonus?
You're taking it yourself?
Well, naturally.
But it was her idea.
I say it was my idea, and I'm the boss.
If taking $100 for that idea is absolutely unfair.
You're right. I'll take 200.
Hey, fellas, let's go hunting.
Hunting?
Where?
Right here in Beverly Hills. You know that big tree outside my bedroom window?
Yeah?
I opened it this morning, and there on a limb was a full-grown mountain lion.
Chad.
Then I looked down towards the cement pond, and there was a deer, a fox, a beaver, and a brace of possums. This town's growing with game of...
What are you doing, Chad?
Oh, hi there, fella. How are you?
Oh, here you are, Fairchild. Don't be scared, Mayor Heller. He's just looking for his luck.
Tell him I ain't it.
Come on, boy.
Jed, that didn't seem to bother you at all.
I'm used to it.
Didn't scare you either, Shorty.
Chad, when you're facing marriage to L. Werner Bradshaw, a 500-pound bear don't even face you.
The only bad thing about Fairchild is the way he slips up on you. You can't hear him coming.
Chad, you're a blacksmith. How about putting shoes on that bear?
I'm a blacksmith, but I ain't a crazy blacksmith. Hey, Granny, would you... Oh, howdy, Miss Bradshaw.
Hello, Jethro.
Granny, Miss Drysdale sent these costumes over for Ellie Mae.
What for?
In case she wants to be a slave girl or harem girl at Shorty's bachelor party.
Hold it, Jethro. You mean there's going to be harem girls and slave girls?
Prettiest you ever seen. A whole flock of them. Shorty's gonna be a sheik.
Land sakes, Alverna, what is them?
Them is just what they look like.
Oh, is that all that them harem girls wears?
There's something else in there.
Look at this. You can see right through it.
So can Shorty.
What'd you say I was supposed to be, Jethro?
A sheik.
I don't want to be no sheik.
What does a sheik have to do?
He just lounges around on a bunch of pillows with a whole flock of pretty girls.
I'm a sheik.
Oh, yeah, Shorty, you're gonna be king of the desert. Boy, you're gonna have fun tonight.
I better get me some more rest. What time's the party supposed to commence?
8 o'clock. Miss Drysdale said it might last all night.
Doggone, I wish this is the North Pole. Up there, the nights are 3 months long.
Shorty Kellums,
Yes, Mom?
I don't like the notion of you're going to that bachelor party tonight.
That's all right, Elverna. I liked it enough for both of us.
Uncle Chet, can I please have an advance in my allowance?
How much?
40 or 50 weeks?
What do you want with all that money?
Well, Mr. Drysdale's going to auction off some beautiful slave girls at the party tonight. I'd like to buy me a brace of them.
Forget it, boy.
Can I have enough to buy one?
Nope.
Well, how about enough for a down payment?
Nothing doing.
Mr. Haller, if you'd co-sign with me, maybe I could get one on credit.
Why don't you go do your chores?
Uncle Jed, if we lived in the Sahara Desert, you'd be duty-bound to buy me a whole passel of slave girls.
We don't live in the Sahara Desert.
Would you consider moving?
Nope.
Hey, can I scatter a little sand around here and play like you?
Jethro, get out of here.
Doggone it. Everybody's going to have a beautiful slave girl except me. Doggone, I never get nothing.
Jed, are you worried about turning Shorty loose tonight?
I am for a fact.
I get the feeling if he goes to that bachelor party, he might just stay a bachelor.
Elverna's got herself a wiggler on the line.
He pert near split the hook this morning.
I think maybe we just better show up at that party.
I think maybe you're right.
After all, it was us that talked Shorty into proposing to Elverna.
And it's us that's got to see it through.
Besides that, we might just have some fun.
Let's put these on and go to that party, Elverna.
Do you think we can get away with it?
Sure. We've seen enough of them pictures where Theda Barra vamp fellas like Elmo Lincoln. Who do I look like, Elverna?
Ooh, Theda Barra.
And you're a dead ringer for Elmo Lincoln. Come on, let's go.
And away we go.
How do I look, Gloria?
You look like the doorman at the Sahara Hotel.
Watch it, harem girl. Don't insult the Grand Caliph. I'll have your head cut off. Too tall anyway.
Sorry.
And let's get rid of this feather fan. Now, I want you to take some pictures tonight, so Shorty will have a record of his bachelor party.
Okay.
Okay, grand, sublime, majestic one.
You don't have to call me that.
Just take the pictures.
Chief, I just picked up Shorty Kellum.
On your knees, dog of a dog. A lowly camel driver does not address the Grand Caliph as an equal.
There's nobody here except Gloria.
Prostrate yourself, you flea-ridden jackal, or I shall have you flayed alive and your miserable carcass dragged across the burning sand of the desert.
This unworthy cur begs the inexpressible pleasure of addressing the glorious personage of the Grand Caliph.
You may speak, daughter of a goat.
May the radiance of 1,000 moons illuminate thine every footstep. I have the pleasure to announce the arrival of your illustrious guest from the city of the silver dollars, Abel Ben Kellum's known to all as Shorty the Sheep.
Bid him enter.
Enter, great sheik.
That sure clears a fellow's sinuses.
Wait a minute, Drysdale. And there's Gloria.
Sorry I couldn't make it to your place tonight, honey, but we'll have fun right here.
Be seated, mighty sheik. I shall summon for your pleasure the first of a dazzling array of jewels of the Orient to entertain you. Behold this lovely creature, captured from the palace of the Sultan of Turkey, and she is going to perform for you the dance of 1,000 delights.
Shake a mean ruby. We can get together later.
Salam Effendi.
Shorty Kellum. desert flower, and be quick about it, sister of a lizard.
Could she blow a whistle or something? That thing's giving me a headache.
Oliver,
Howdy.
Candy of the East.
Shorty of the West. Glad to meet you, Candy.
That is a tasty, tempting confection.
She is that. But where's all the slave girls you were going to sell?
I shall have them brought in at once. See to it, cousin of a crocodile.
Your wish is my command, great Caliph. And may the bird of paradise build a nest in your nose.
The slave auction is about to begin, mighty sheik. Meanwhile, sample some of our desert delicacies.
What's that?
Nectar?
No, I ain't even touched her. I can't buy them. They's my friends.
Announcing the unexpected arrival of two imperial potentates, the Shaw of Clampett and the Shad of Heller.
Welcome, noble visitor.
Pull up a couple of girls and sit down, fellas. Just in time for the slave auction.
Fetch the captives at once, spawn of a vulture.
Oh, yes, great ruler of the world. And may you awaken in the morning to find 1,000 precious stones in your gallbladder.
One more crack and I'll have your ears pierced from the inside. Noble visitors, feast your eyes upon these tantalizing captives.
Diggity dog, one apiece. Let's take a closer look at the merchandise.
Exactly like back home, is it, Shad?
They don't have sales like this at the Emporium.
As you can see, each of these girls is a gem of rare beauty, each a princess of royal blood.
Princess?
And you're selling them?
Well, they have been captured, now they are slaves.
True, master. You may buy us as you would buy trinkets.
We are baubles, bangles, and beads.
We're Jed, Shad, and Shorty.
Who will start the bidding?
Not me.
Me neither.
I'll take them all. I don't want to break up set.
Patience, great sheik. I have other rare treasures to dazzle the eyes, stun the senses. Bring in the newest prisoner, twin of a toad.
At once, light of the world. And may thy royal tonsils grow to the size of watermelons.
I've got to get a new camel driver. Illustrious visitors, wait till you feast your eyes upon my newest captive, an English lady of noble birth, seized when she foolishly rode too far from the protection of the British garrison.
See here, you insolent natives. There'll be the devil to pay for this. I am the only daughter of Lord and Lady Greystoke, better known to you as Tarzan of the Apes and his mate, Jane.
Silence, infidel! Join the other slaves on the auction block.
Not I, not Pamela Greystoke, not as long as breath remains in my body and a stout British heart beats beneath this British bosom. Britannia rules the waves, and Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
Rather dramatic. You're not getting paid for this.
Perhaps not, but one never knows when there may be a producer about.
Put her on the auction block so that these sheiks may bid for her.
Never! Rather than submit myself to these barbaric swine, I will fling my body beneath the pounding hooves of the Bengal lancers. Better to be ground into the dust of the desert than to become the plaything of a pagan potentate.
I don't want her. She talks more than Elverna.
Silence, wench! Let the auction begin.
Wait a minute. Here come a couple more.
To the auction block, slave, and let the bidding commence.
I'll bid on you, baby. I like 'em big.
Each girl will now identify herself to her future master.
I am the daughter of the Sultan. Men call me the Pearl of Persia.
I'll take her. Put her in my harem.
I am a princess in the court of the Moorish king. My name is Rohar Chihar Habib, which means
She who gets cheated out of bonus.
Never mind the ad-libbing. You are banished to the cage, to the cage, to the cage.
I am the daughter of the king of the Vikings. I am called Ingrid the Good.
Good. Honey, you're great. Put hair in my hair.
Yeehaw! Look at all them girls. Jethro, get out of here. Okay, but if I can't buy one, I'm gonna steal one.
On with the slave auction.
Yeah, come on, Big Mama. Let's get a look at you. Hey, look at this, fellas. She really wants me. Who are you, honey?
I am known as Elverna the Angry, and we're leaving right now to get married.
Okay, Alverna, but we'll have to take her along on the honeymoon. We're chained together.
Oh, boy, did I pick the wrong woman.
Oh, I didn't do too good myself, Jethro.
Goodbye, Shorty.
Goodbye, Gloria. This could have been so beautiful.
I know, darling.
And you had to be a doggone blacksmith.
Oh, yes, sir, Pop. Elmer and me.
Elmer?
Oh, he scurries around inside the cabinets. Dust. How's it going, Elmer?
Well, handy little critter, ain't he?
Sure is.
That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lynch eggs.
Seems right proud to be happy, too.
Elmer's a dandy little duster.
Well, let's take our dusters outside and shake them.
Yes, sir, Granny.
Then you can take yours upstairs and have him do the dresser drawers in the closet.
Uncle Jed, old Honest John ain't never come back to pick up his $700,000.
Here's that way.
Can I have it as an advance against my allowance?
50 cents a week, that'd take a while to pay back.
I'm young.
You ain't that young. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog.
You know, I'd like to throw my brain into the fight against smog.
It's a dandy cause. They say what it'll take to whip it is brains and money.
Well, betwixt us, we got it made, ain't we?
I reckon we got a leg up on it.
Elmer and me'll get busy upstairs.
Fine, Ellie. Oh, Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money.
How come?
Well, he said folks hadn't ought to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He's got the hives from worrying about it.
Well, I'm sorry about the hives, but I promised this money to Honest John to fight smog.
I'm thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny.
Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he's coming by to pick it up.
I don't think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise.
I'm gonna fight smog, Granny.
Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, but he says he's coming by to pick it up. So that's betwixt you and him.
Granny, I'm gonna fight smog.
How?
Well, I don't know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Betwixt us, we's all set.
You got money, have you?
No, I'm supplying the brains. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute.
The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gullet.
I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny.
He don't know smog from applesauce.
I do so. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we's having light eye irritation. But that don't worry me, because I got dark eyes.
That's a great partner you got there, Jim. Oh.
All right, guard. Go in there and get that money, and don't take no for an answer.
You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard, but it won't work. Mr. Clampett will recognize me.
I thought of that. So just wear this disguise. There we go. Looks great. Now get the money.
Oh, but suppose Mr. Clampett won't let me take it.
Well, you've got a gun. Use it.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I don't need to shoot him. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him you mean business.
I will not. If you want that money, go and get it yourself.
A fine guard you are. Why, you're a disgrace to that uniform.
Mr.
Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000.
I don't think I can let him have it.
Well, whatever you do, don't cross him. He's armed. He's a mad dog killer.
Is that a fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane?
Of course not.
Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform?
Oh, boy.
If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Or can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either?
Now,
I'll see that she's punished, Mr. Clampett. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it.
Now, hold on. She ain't toting out that money.
Oh, well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who'll dress up like that is watching. Hello, Jethro.
Hi, Mr. Drysdale.
Hey, get up. I need this money.
Uncle Jed don't want you to have it, so I'm going to sit here till I think of a way to get rid of the smog.
Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
Why don't you go out to the kitchen and eat something?
Vowed I wouldn't eat till I figured out a way to whip the smog.
Well, go get a stick and hit it.
You ain't being no help.
Well, neither are you. Get up.
Not till I think of an idea.
Jethro, get off the money. Here's an armed guard. He'll shoot you.
Hey, mister, you look like your secretary, Miss Jane.
I am Miss Jane.
What are you doing wearing that outfit?
It was dark when she dressed this morning. Now get off the money.
Chief, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money.
Okay, then you take it. Come on, get up.
Get it. We might just as well go back to the office.
Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of smog.
Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem.
Well, yeah, but I ain't getting nowhere.
Don't sit there wasting time with that idiot.
Hey, now, hold on. Just because she's dressed funny, don't make her an idiot.
Get up from there, both of you.
Mr. Drysdale, it's hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you.
Yeah.
Where does Granny keep her shotgun?
Sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death.
Jethro, I'm afraid that problem won't be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine.
I'll do it. I'm on it. Hey, what's internal combustion engine?
Well, that's the engine that powers the average automobile. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or electric car?
Why not a gas turbine?
Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats. Just cars.
Swell.
Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money.
It's my money.
No, it ain't. It's mine.
Was my sack.
All right, I'll dump the money out, and you can have the sack.
Good. Just dump it in that truck out front.
It's staying here.
But it's not safe here.
Well, it was till you showed up.
But, no, it's going back into my vault.
No, it ain't.
Oh, Chief.
Don't stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun.
That is an excellent idea. Stand back, Mr. Clampett. I should hate to hit you.
You traitor!
Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself. I done promised this money to a fella that's going to get rid of all the smog.
Not Jethro.
No. This fella's going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles.
That's a preposterous idea.
Yeah, we like it too.
Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally. It has to be solved on a national level.
Is that a fact?
Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary. Why, this $700,000 isn't even a drop in the bucket.
Well, how much does the president need?
Oh, millions, billions. So I'll just take this chicken feed back to the bank.
I'll study on it, Mr. Drysdale.
No, give up, Chief. Let's go.
Hold it, Hathaway. I'm not through with you.
What now?
You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank.
Oh, big deal.
For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. Thorough treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary.
Hallelujah.
Don't expect a Christmas bonus this year.
I have never had a Christmas bonus.
Well, don't expect one this year either. Now get the trunk.
Ellie Mae, have you seen anything of Jethro?
No, ma'am.
That boy is never around when you...
What in the world is that?
Sounds like a train coming up the driveway.
You reckon somebody laid tracks?
Well, if it's a train, I hope they laid tracks. Boy, what have you done to that truck?
Looks like the boogers set it on fire.
Jethro, what'd you do?
Done converted this rascal to steam. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobiles. The Jethro Bodine steam car. I have done perfected a clean engine.
I'm going back inside.
Let's all do that for this clean engine chokes us to death.
Uncle Jet, Honest John ain't gonna need his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem. So I use it to mass produce my steam car.
Hold on, boy. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a small problem.
The President of the United States?
That's right. He's the only one that can bring together the brains and the money.
Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle. I'll hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money, all in one package.
Hold on, boy. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket.
And it ain't likely enough money either.
Talking about the money, Granny. Mr. Drysdale says the president's liable to need millions, even billions. I was thinking of giving him all my money.
Okay, I'll stop by the bank and get the rest of it.
Well, Pop, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too.
And they ain't going without me.
I was just coming to that. I think it'd be a fine trip for the whole family.
I best go leave a note for the milkman. Tell him we's going to Washington.
And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale.
Chief, you're telling your own brother you're repossessing his car?
Oh, that is a little cold, isn't it? P.S. Regards to Betty and the babies. Yes, who is it?
It's me, Mr. Drysdale. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Right happy to get it, ain't he?
No chicken could be happier.
I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the smog.
Wonderful.
The cashier tells me that counting this, I got right at $95 million in your bank now.
Wonderful.
So we're going to take it to Washington and give it to the president.
Wonderful.
What did you say, Chief?
What'd you say, Mr. Clampett?
I said we're going to take the $95 million to Washington and give it to the president to fight smog.
Mr. Clampett, you can't give all your money to the president.
Why not?
Well, because it... Miss Hathaway, tell them why not.
Why not?
Not that way. Explain it.
Mr. Clampett, it is your money. You may do with it as you wish.
Who asked you to butt in?
You did.
Well, butt out. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time. Government red tape, internal revenue, Secret Service, White House clearance. Now, I'll work it out and call you.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry, because we'd like to get started.
Right away, right away.
Oh, and you don't have to give us the $95 million in cash. I reckon the president will take a check.
Well, I'll discuss it with him and let you know. Miss Hathaway, you've got to help me. If they take their money out of my bank, I'm ruined. I've got nothing to live for.
Oh, now, Chief.
A suicide note. That will stop them. Here, take this. Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing your money, my death is on your hands.
Chief, no.
Now, type that up, pin it to your dress, and throw yourself out the window. They love you. This will teach them a great lesson.
Thanks, but... No thanks.
I promise this is the last favor I'll ever ask.
Forget it.
If you're too chicken to throw yourself out the window, I'll do it. All right, come over here. I can't throw you out from there.
You are sick.
I'm sick, and you're walking out on me. Coward, traitor.
What's all the honking for, boy?
I done come up with an invention that beats steam.
Yeah, I see the boiler's going.
Yes, sir. Notice how quiet she is? No noise, no smoke, no smog. She runs on electricity.
doggies. I'm real proud of you, boy.
Pop! The presidents are calling you.
All the way from Washington.
President of the United States is calling me.
Yes, sir, Pop.
They're bringing the old fella to the phone, Mr. Little.
Isn't he in a straitjacket?
Oh, no, he's not dangerous. He just suffers from the delusion that he's worth $95 million.
No wonder he's in the funny farm.
The whole family.
You know, it's wonderful of you to look after them.
Oh, they're very sweet people. Naughty, but sweet.
Hurry, Dad, don't keep him waiting.
Hey, tell him about my electric car.
Hello? Hello, Judge Clement speaking.
Hello, Mr. Clement. This is the president speaking.
Is that sure enough you, Mr. President?
Oh, yes. Make no mistake about that. I am the president.
That's him, all right.
Now, Mr. Drysdale has told me of your generous and patriotic offer to donate your entire fortune to the fight against air pollution.
Yes, sir. It's only $95 million, but you're sure welcome to it. And we'll bring it right to you, right there in the White House. The whole family.
This here's Granny, Mr. President. I'll bring you some pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chickens.
Mr. President, this here's Ellie Mae. Would you like a nice little baby possum to play with?
My nephew Jethro ain't here to say howdy, but he's going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new invention, the electric car.
No. Don't come to Washington. We've got enough people like you here already. You're public, spirited citizens now.
Well, how will we get the money to you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. I want to make this point very clear.
What is the point I want to make very clear?
Leave your money in the bank. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, where it will draw maximum interest, compounded semi-annually, in the care of your wise and friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale.
Well, naturally, we'll do whatever you say, Mr. President. But the family's going to be awful disappointed. We was hoping to get away to Washington.
Oh, no. Don't try to get away. Just stay right there and do what the nice man in the white coat tells you. Goodbye.
Bye.
What'd he say, Jan?
He said he don't want us to come to Washington right now.
Well, what are we supposed to do, Pa?
He says he's going to send a man in a white coat to tell us. Jethro, I just talked to the president, and we won't be driving to Washington in your electric car.
Just as well, Uncle Jet. I never found an extension cord long enough to get us there.
Mr. Little, that was a magnificent performance.
Thank you.
Why, your impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again sometime. Take good care of yourself.
Mr. Drysdale, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, what's that?
My fee.
Oh, yes. How much is it?
Well, ordinarily I receive $7,500 for a performance. However, in this case, I'll cut it in half. How's $3,750?
$37.50 it is. 20, 40. Now, you owe me $2.50.
No, that's $3,750.
For 5 minutes' work, the president doesn't get that much, and he's the real thing.
Excuse me, Chief. These foreclosures are ready. Aren't you Rich Little, the impressionist?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your impression of John Wayne.
Huh? Well, thank you very much, ma'am. And let me say that if we had girls like you out on the trail, I never would have given my horse a second look.
Oh, that is marvelous. And your Ed Sullivan is an absolute classic.
Old Ed Sullivan? Wonderful. Would you do me a favor there, youngster? Would you come on our show next Sunday night and bring your stuffed giraffe?
Yes.
I'd love to have you.
What else are you going to have on the show?
World War I, with the original cap, living color, with the surprise end it.
Oh! Isn't he fat?
He certainly is. This was a real pleasure.
Wait a minute, you're forgetting something again.
Oh, yes, your fee. What are you charging her for Wayne and Sullivan?
Oh, nothing.
I'll accept the same arrangement.
Wait. You dirty rat. I'll get you for this.
Oh, great, great. Put that on her tab. What is it, Roy?
I am not Roy. I'm rich.
Then you don't need my money.
Don't leave no milk for a spell. We is going to Washington, Granny.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to Washington.
Whiz?
That's what the message says. Have a good trip.
Hey, Uncle Jed, we's going to Washington. We just got the message. What'd you say, boy? We's going to Washington. The fella in the white coat just brought the message from the president.
Well, where is he?
Yonder he goes.
Ain't that the milkman?
Being a milkman is what you call a cover.
Cover?
He's really a secret agent for the government. Likely CIA, FBI, or one of them.
Sure not?
Yeah, I learned all that stuff when I was a double-knot spy.
Well, reckon we best get packing.
Should I convert my electric car back to steam?
No, I think we better fly. When the president sends for you, you don't want to keep him waiting.
Well, if he comes in, will you please ask him to call his office immediately? It's an emergency. Thank you.
How do you like it, Miss Holloway?
Chief, where have you been?
Shopping. Any messages?
Oh, just one, but it's a beauty. The Clampetts are leaving for Washington.
What?
They're determined to give their $95 million to the president.
We've got to stop them. Get Rich Little back.
You're kidding.
Huh? Here's a signed check. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I'll get up to the Clampetts and delay them until he calls. I made it. They're still here. Mr. Claret, Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro, where is everybody? Oh, hello, Bessie. Is that for me?
How are you? Dear Mr. Drysdale, please feed the critters till we get back.
Enjoying your flight?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We's going to Washington to see the president.
We's going to give him $95 million.
Oh, boy.
You know the president. Talked to him this morning. I'm fetching him a baby possum.
And I'm taking him a jar of pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins.
We was going in my electric car, but I couldn't find no 3,000-mile extension cord.
That's very interesting.
Young lady, how high would you say we're flying?
A lot higher than the plane.
Be sure to watch the Beverly Hillbillies next week when they arrive in Washington. And guess who's waiting for them? That's right, Phil Silvers as Shifty Schaefer.
Mr. Schaefer!
Honest John!
Well, bless my soul if it isn't the Clampetts. What brings you to Washington, of all places?
We's here to see the president.
We want to talk to him about the smog problem.
We's going to help him get rid of the stuff.
What a coincidence. You just appointed me chairman of a very special committee for that purpose.
I'm ready to give him my money if I just knew how.
Another coincidence. Just happens to be the function of my committee.
Hey, Mr.
George! I try to do my humble bit.
Shall I make out the check to the president?
As a matter of fact, the check should be made payable to my committee.
What's that?
Citizens Against Smog Horror.
That's quite a lot to write.
Just use the initials. C-A-S-A.
Fine.
And it doesn't stop there. With his wife posing as the last of the Columbia Indians, Shifty next sells them the White House.
Write the check.
Oh, shall I make it out to Sitting Hawk?
Yes, but include the name bestowed on her by General Custer. That's Courageous Adversary Sitting Hawk.
Well, I don't hardly have room for that.
Just use the initials. That's the custom here in Washington.
Courageous. Adversary. Sitting. Oh. Well, what do you know? Comes out just like the other chick. C-A-S-H.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Next week on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Or the birds. It's one thing to be woke up in the morning with the sun hitting you in the eye. And it's another thing to be woke up with the tide slapping you in the face. The next time them grunions want to invade the beach, they can have it.
Hey, we all had a miserable night. We got a long drive home, and ain't no use rehashing it.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Y'all think you had a miserable night on the beach. I spent the night in the ocean.
Well, it's your own fault, boob. Trying to swim to the island of Grun.
Yeah, just 'cause there ain't nothing there but women.
Well, can you think of a better reason?
That'll do.
I'd have made it, too, if I hadn't run into that doggone old shark.
Shark? I hear they bite's pretty vicious.
Oh, he got in the first lick. But then I grabbed that rascal and chomped him more ways than trout lays in a barrel.
Ellie, you sure that there was no men in that bunch of grunions that Miss Jane caught?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I seen them. They was all girl prisoners.
I seen them, too, Granny. Miss Jane was leading them down the beach, and they was chanting their war cry.
Even after they was captured?
Yes, ma'am.
Sound like a scrappy bunch.
Oh, they is. They was yelling. We's the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun.
We'll never give in, we'll fight till we win, and Drysdale's on the run. We are the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun. We'll never give in, we'll fight till we win, and Drysdale's on the run. We are the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun.
You get those troublemakers off my sidewalk.
That is not your sidewalk. That is a public sidewalk, and we have a permit for peaceful demonstration.
It won't be peaceful when I get down there with a club.
We are not afraid of you. We're the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun.
I've heard your glee club. I don't need a solo. Now, how'd you pick this stupid name, Grun?
Because it epitomizes your dishonesty. You invented that mythical island just to trick the Clabbets into keeping their money in your bank.
And it worked.
Well, we are hanging you with your own rope.
That'll be the day. Now clear out of here.
Oh, Chief, please negotiate with us. In fairness and honesty and good faith.
In a pig's eye.
You mean you refuse to even listen to our grievances?
What grievances? I'm a doll to work for. Sweetheart, a pussycat.
Let us face it, Chief. You have tried every dirty, rotten trick in the book.
Oh, no, I haven't. I still have a few left.
Very well. If you want war, let it begin here.
It began last night at Malibu when you marched those nuts up and down the beach. We are the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun. I had 4 calls from depositors wanting to know what Grun is.
Good.
I told them that GRUN stood for Girl Radicals Undermining the Nation.
The way I got it figured, there ain't no men on the island of Grun because Mr. Drysdale in the Navy wiped them out.
Well, I reckon that's why the girl grunions is so mad at him.
You can't hardly blame him.
Hey, look up yonder in front of Mr. Drysdale's bank. Ain't them the girls from Grun, Ellie?
It sure does look like him.
Hello there, boy. Let's see what's going on.
We are the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun. We'll never give in, we'll fight till we win, and Drysdale's on the run.
You girls, take a break. I'm still negotiating.
Do you need any help, Miss Hathaway?
Yes. Would you come up, please, Helen? We insist upon higher wages and hospitalization.
You keep insisting, and you're going to need hospitalization.
Look at all them girl grunions. This is just as good as swimming to the island of Grun.
Who's that? Looks like a goon squad. Drysdale must have hired strike breakers.
Howdy, ma'am. Remember me?
Slip near me. Did you man?
Hey, she's talking to me in Grun again.
You were right. It's a goon squad. And the head goon just got Ula.
Put me down.
What are you doing, boy?
Uncle Jed, this is the girl from Grun you made me turn loose last night.
Well, turn her loose again.
Oh, please let me keep her.
Put her down.
Gee whiz.
How would you like a karate chop?
Swell. I'm starving.
Get back on the truck and behave yourself.
But she's gonna fade me.
Do as I tell you.
Doggone, I never get to do nothing.
I'm sorry about the boy. I'd like to say he ain't himself today, but I'm afraid he is.
Are you people goons?
No, he's the Clampett.
I'm Jed. The boy here is Jethro, Granny, Ellie Mae.
Hi. Howdy, Grun girls.
Y'all still prisoners?
I'll say we are. And this bank is our prison.
Well, we seen you walking around out here this morning. Was you doing your exercises?
I'm afraid that's about all it'll amount to.
Now, let's not get too pessimistic. Maybe Miss Hathaway will get better conditions for us.
Miss Jane has shook up your cause, has she?
Yes, bless her heart.
She's trying the best she can to see that we get decent treatment.
That sure does sound like Miss Jane.
Yes, but she won't get anywhere with old Drysdale.
Oh, so he's the one that's keeping you in prison here in his bank.
Who else?
And he ain't treating you right, is he?
He's treating us rotten.
Well, girls, you tell Miss Jane that when conditions get too bad, she's welcome to fetch you all up to our place.
We got lots of room.
And it's a good, safe place. It's got a great big wall around it.
And if you come, fetch along some of them karate chops.
We'll tell Miss Hathaway.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What's the news? Did the old slave driver give in?
Well, not yet, but Helen and I submitted a list of grievances.
He's studying them, and he's going to give us his answer. By the way, we're all invited to the Clampetts.
Really?
Yes, they were just here.
Girls, there is the key to our success.
Mr. Drysdale would do anything to keep in good with them.
If he doesn't give us a fair answer, we'll all meet in the parking lot and go to the Clampetts.
Okay, girls, here's your answer. Turn on the water, Charlie. Full blast.
We'll meet in the parking lot.
Hurry up, they're getting away. Give me all the pressure you've got. That's the way to handle troublemakers, Charlie.
You wouldn't really hit those girls with all that water, would you?
Of course not. That stuff costs money.
I think I hear the phone ringing. Jethro, you unload the truck and stop arguing with the women folks about them Grun girls.
I still say it's wrong for Mr. Drysdale to keep them prisoners in his bank.
Granny, they's from Grun. They's the enemy.
Well, he must treat them mean, and Miss Jane wouldn't be taking their side.
He probably locks them up in the vault.
And makes them tote around bags of money.
And wash and iron $30 bills.
And makes them lift them big old heavy mortgages.
And shine nickels and dimes with silver polish.
Well, I wish they was here so they could help me unload the truck and fry up a pan of them karate chops.
Shame on you.
You're as bad as Mr. Drysdale.
But, Granny, they's prisoners of war.
But they still girls and supposed to be treated nice.
'Cause why?
Because they are gentle and delicate creatures.
Says who?
Says me.
Phone call was from... How can you lay there taking a nap while the women folks unload the truck?
Uncle Jed.
Get up from there, boy. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh.
What's the matter with your back?
My gentle, delicate girl cousin locked her broke it.
He provoked her, Jed.
That's right, Pa.
Well, anyway, that was Miss Jane on the phone. She's fixing to bring them Grun girls over here.
Good. Now they won't have to stay in the clutches of that mean old Mr. Drysdale.
Yeah.
Well, you can't fault him too much. After all, they was prisoners of war.
Oh, watch it, Uncle Jed. You like to get your head handed to you.
Jethro, take the truck around back and unload it. I can understand Mr. Drysdale holding a grudge. He was shot up something awful on that island of Grun.
He probably stubbed his toe.
Granny, you was here when he come by. He was hobbling on crutches and bandaged up head to foot.
It was nothing. I took a few sniper bullets going in, stopped a burst from a machine gun nest, caught an 88 in the chest, but I kept going. It wasn't until I stepped on the landmine that I blacked out and came to in a Navy hospital.
Gee whiz, he was hurt awful bad.
Man is crybabies, Ellie.
You get blowed up like that, you's entitled to whimper a mite.
Well, he had no business going to Grun in the first place.
Granny, the man was in the Navy. He was ordered to go.
Whose side are you on, Jed?
Trying to see both sides.
Well, you ain't doing a very good job of it.
Well, let's not go to scrapping twixt ourselves. We'll talk it all out quick as Miss Jane gets here with the Grun girls.
What are we waiting for,
Helen?
Miss Hathaway decided to give Mr. Drysdale one last chance to negotiate peacefully.
Yes, it's better if it can be done in a friendly way.
Quickly, girls, into the truck.
Get up and stay up. Where'd you get this I saw?
We borrowed it from the women's lib movement.
And we've added a few touches of our own.
We call it our grandmobile.
Well, get it out of here.
All right, girls, we tried. On to the Clampett.
Hold it. Wait, what? Who?
The Clampetts invited us to use their mansion as our headquarters.
And they shall hear the full story of your tyranny and cruelty.
Cruel, me? I'm an old softy.
I'm softy with that whip in your hand.
Whip? Oh, that's not a whip. That's a leash for my dog.
Rover, come boy. Here's your leash.
Oh, please, Miss Hathaway, bring these lovely ladies up to my office and we can talk.
We're through talking.
That's right.
We are through.
Well, then we'll sing. We'll sing. We're the girls from Grun. We want our place in the sun. Hi-ho, the Dario, and Drysdale's on the run. Kind of cute. It's a catchy little tune, don't you think?
Well, girls, shall we give him another chance?
No.
Don't trust him.
Down with the male chauvinist pig.
Oh, come on, girls. Give the old piggy another chance. Please, let's talk.
What'll we talk about?
Raises, bonuses, vacation with pay, health and welfare, pension and profit sharing, you name it, and we'll discuss it.
Equal opportunities with men?
Equal pay for equal jobs?
Equal? Why not better?
Well, girls, maybe we should give him another chance.
I guess so.
Why not?
Oh, that's better, that's better. Now, everyone up my office. 3 donuts and coffee on the house. Through these portals past the most beautiful girls in the banking world. Oh, dolls, sweetheart, lovely. And when you get there, make yourself at home. I'll be just a moment. Molly. When they're all in my office, lock the door and shut off the phone.
You're out of the hospital.
Yes, I'm not supposed to be, but I had to see you.
What's that thing?
Oh, that's a genuine Grunmobile from the island of Grun. I captured it from the invaders.
Well, doggy. How'd they get this thing here from Grun?
They flew it over.
Them Grunions is poor sailors, but if they can fly this thing, they is A1 pilot.
Well, when I say they flew, you're right. They're clever people, especially the women, and that's what I come up here to tell you about. They've brainwashed Miss Hathaway.
Done what?
Brainwashed her. It's like hypnotizing her, taking control of her mind.
Is that a fact?
Yes, they've turned her against me. Filled her mind with hate.
Well, I got to say that them Grun girls ain't too fond of you, judging by what they got wrote on the side of their airplane.
Well, look who's up and around. You see, Jed, I told you he wasn't hurt bad.
Maybe he's a fast healer.
Well, actually, I should still be in surgery. But when I heard about the trouble, I jumped off the operating table and rushed to the bank.
What kind of trouble?
Them Grun girls has brainwashed Miss Jane.
I don't believe it.
It's true.
It ain't neither. If ever a girl didn't have a dirty brain, it's her.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Hello, Ellie.
What's this thing, Paul?
Ellie, that's what you call a genuine Grunmobile from the island of Grun. I'll go fetch Jethro. I bet he'd like to see this.
Is Miss Jane and the Grun girls in there?
No, they're at the bank.
I suppose you've got them locked in the vault.
No, I didn't think of it.
What?
No, I wouldn't think of it.
Granny, come look here at this.
Land sakes, Ellie. He treats them poor girls worse than we thought.
Mr. Drysdale, you hadn't ought to step on a secretary.
That's just a caricature.
It don't make no difference what she does.
What?
You hadn't have stomped on her neck and hit her with a whip.
Mr. Drysdale, girls is gentle, delicate creatures.
Ha!
Yeah, they ought to be treated nice.
Baloney.
What did you say?
I said baloney.
Ellie, don't fling him. He's pert near my age. Let me fling him.
Mr. Drysdale, what happened?
Looks like the work of my gentle, delicate girl cousin.
Don't worry about him, Jed. He's a fast healer. If he can get up from an operating table, he can get up from there.
Sorry, girls. The door is still locked.
The phone is still dead.
And our grandmobile is still gone.
I'll bet anything Drysdale took it.
There's no question about it. He's the Clampetts right now telling them lies about us.
Wait till I get my hands on that rat Fink. I'll give him such a karate chop.
Gwendolyn, I'm sure we all share your feeling of anger and frustration, but violence is not the answer.
Maybe not, but what is?
Well, so somehow I have got to reach the Clampetts and refute his story. Now, come on, let's think. Like dune buggies in the parking lot.
But how can you get to it?
Through the window.
It's too high to jump.
Yes, and we can't climb down. Well, we will have to improvise a rope.
Out of what?
Clothing, it's all we have.
Well, you're welcome to my miniskirt, but it would take 30 of them to reach the ground.
40.
If Drysdale paid us decent salaries, we'd be wearing middies and maxis.
Well, we'll just have to use what we have. All right, girls, take it off for women's lib.
How's Mr. Drysdale, Jed?
He's resting, but I think you better check him over.
Yeah, I'll tend him.
You know, Granny, I'm right upset with you and Ellie roughing him up the way you done.
Roughing him up? What about that poor secretary that he stomped on?
Stomped on a secretary?
Jumped on her neck and mashed her head right into her typewriter.
Who told you that?
Ellie Mae and me seen a picture of it.
I kind of doubt he done that.
Oh, sure, side with him. You men is all alike.
Well, just remember, you're a doctor. Look out for him.
I'll take care of him, Jed. How do you feel, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, a little better. I still have a terrific headache.
Well, maybe it's a soft pillow. Is that better?
No.
Well, let's try this. Now, how do you feel?
Terrible.
Well, now, don't you worry. I got just the thing for you. This'll perk you up. Now, open your mouth and swallow this. I told you it would perk you up.
What was that stuff? It tasted like turpentine.
That's what it was.
What? Water! Water! Water!
How's Mr. Drysdale?
Well, I got him on his feet, Jed.
Good.
Yep, he's up and running around like a spring chicken.
Miss Jane and the girls from Grunt ain't showed up yet.
You know, I'm getting worried about them prisoners, Jed. Old Drysdale's probably got them chained up in a dungeon.
I don't hardly think so.
Well, I'm going down to the bank and see for myself.
Well, girls of Grun, we who are still dressed salute you. And many thanks to you all for your contribution.
Yes, never before have so many peeled off so much for so few.
And a special thanks to you, Ulla. You gave your all.
Oh, snälla någon, sätt på värmen. Oh, I guess that means good luck in Swedish. Oh, no, it means please somebody turn the heat up.
Well, we're off to the Clampetts to slay Drysdale the Dragon.
We shall return.
and gentlemen, for your kind attention. Be sure to catch our next show when my partner here will dive 14 stories into a cup of tepid tea.
What's going on here?
Two girls just climbed out that window and down those clothes.
Why, that's Mr. Drysdale's office.
He puts on a pretty good show. Hey, anybody else coming down?
No, we can't. We're not dressed. And we're locked in.
I knowed it. Hang on, girls. Help me's a-coming.
Hey, this is a wild bank. I think I'll open an account.
There's our Grunmobile. He's still here.
We've got him trapped, Helen. Gird yourself for battle.
I'm awful sorry Miss Jean didn't get here with them Grun girls. I was hoping to hear both sides of the story.
There's only one side. My side, the right side.
Wonder what happened to them.
Well, they're afraid to face me and have you learn the truth. They're not only subversive troublemakers, they're cowards.
Oh! Pete, open this door.
Sounds like they're here.
They are. Run for your life. They're dangerous.
You said it was cowards.
They are. But it's 2 against 1.
Now, you're going to get what's coming to you, you miserable fink.
Don't you dare talk to Mr. Clappett like that. I'll protect you, sir.
Oh, Mr. Claggett, we welcome the opportunity to have you hear the truth.
Yes.
Don't listen to them. They'll brainwash you.
Let me hear their side of the story.
It's nothing but a subversive pack of lies. They're trying to undermine the American way of life.
All we're trying to do is to get you to pay us decent wages.
And give us decent working conditions.
You see, I told you they were subversive.
Oh, she...
See, she attacked a wounded veteran. They're vicious. Mr. Drysdale, will you please let me hear what these girls have to say?
Thank you, Mr. Clappett. Now, first of all,
What's going on here?
Well, Granny, I'm trying to get both sides of the Grun situation. Mr. Drysdale ain't making it easy.
I suggest we eject him from the premises.
Good idea.
Now, hold on, girls. I'm a doctor. This man is my patient, and nobody touches him but me.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. I'm a sick man.
The sickest.
Mr. Drysdale's going back to his bank under my care.
Oh,
girls, that Grunmobile will make a dandy ambulance. Will you drive us?
But, Granny, I don't know the whole story yet.
I do. I'll tell it to you later. There's a surprise ending.
No!
Come on! Equal treatment for men and women. That's what we's gonna have.
Who was that?
That's the president of this bank.
I think I'll close my account.
Fishing, Shorty? Fishing? Jed, there's a fair going on out yonder. Biggest crowd you ever seen. People from everywhere. All kinds of excitement. Music playing. Kids are yelling. Dogs are barking. Balloons are popping. All Ned's busting loose out there, and you want to go fishing. Yep. I don't blame you. Where you going?
I ain't decided yet. Jim Owens says they're taking some mighty big trout out of Lake Taneycomo. But Harold Ensley says the bass is biting on Table Rock.
Table Rock's a heap closer. Must be a good 12 miles down Taneycomo.
He's about ready to commence the cake baking contest. And that cake that Ellie Mae baked is right up in front.
Taneycomo it is, Shorty.
What's he talking about?
I think he wants to get as far away as he can.
Clampett, you get into your good duds and get over there and buy that cake that Ellie Mae baked.
I don't want that thing.
That ain't the idea. You gotta buy it before some other man buys it.
I don't think there's a man in this town can lift it.
It rolls real good. That's how Ellie got it over there.
Then do as I tell
you.
Well, why don't you buy Ellie's cake?
Cake baking contest is for girls and the business done by the fellas.
Well, Granny, it's going to look mighty suspicious for Ellie's own pa to be buying her cake.
That's why I want you to get all dressed up. Nobody will recognize you.
Too bad Jethro ain't here. He could not only buy it, he's probably the only living human that could lift it and eat it. Maybe Mr. Drysdale will come. If a dignified city fellow like him would buy Ellie's cake, that'd really cut some ice.
Mr. Drysdale ain't coming here. He's got his hands full feeding Ellie's critters.
Chief, where have you been?
Feeding that stupid seal that Ellie keeps in the pool.
Don't sit down. You forgot to feed the goat.
I haven't forgotten. I cooked a whole pot of goat stew. It's cooling in the kitchen.
What in the world do you put in goat stew?
Everything the other critters won't eat. Fish heads, banana skins, rotten apples, bones, moldy bread, curdled milk, rancid meat scraps. You name it, it's in there.
Sounds repulsive.
Well, you smell it.
Oh, greetings, Jethro.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
What happened to the goat stew?
I ate it.
You ate it?
Yep. Mr. Drysdale, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but your cooking is pitiful. That goat stew didn't even taste like goat.
Jethro.
You could have cooked a pot of garbage and taste as good as that. You know something? This letter from Uncle Jed has got me a mind to go back to Silver Dollar City and join him, Granny, and Ellie.
But Jethro,
They is eating high on the hog, and I'm eating low on the goat. Please, Miss Jane, get me on a plane to Silver Dollar City quick as you can. Uncle Jed said he's having a fair, and that means pretty girls, a cotton candy, and balloon.
What now, Chief? I can't very well refuse him.
You go with him. Keep an eye on the clampets. Don't let them out of your sight. And above all, don't let Ellie Mae get serious about a fella.
What if she already has a fellow when I get there?
Use your womanly wiles. Take him away from her.
What was that again?
Forget it. I don't make too much sense when I'm tired.
Boy, Miss Jane, them folks back in the hills ain't gonna recognize me the way I changed.
Really?
Yeah. When I left there, I was just a big, dumb old hick.
No.
Hard to believe, huh?
It fairly boggles the mind.
Have them little old country gals eating out of the palm of my hand. They ain't never heard the kind of racist stories that's told in Hollywood.
Probably not.
Sure wish I knowed one.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you with racy stories, but I do know a rather amusing riddle.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's not my sister, it's not my brother, yet it's a child of my father and mother. Who is it?
I give up.
It's me! Oh, boy, that's a beauty!
Hey, miss, would you like to hear a dandy riddle?
Why, yes.
It's not my sister, it's not my brother, yet it's a child of my father and mother. Who is it?
I give up.
It's Miss Jane here!
She didn't laugh too hard. Do you reckon she's heard it before?
Not the way you told it, no.
Here we are, Miss Jane. Silver Dollar City Hotel.
What a picturesque little hostelry. Typical country inn.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Stevens.
Yes, wonderful ride. What a quaint little place. Absolutely charming.
Jethro, Miss Jane.
Howdy, Uncle Jed.
We're here, Mr. Clammett.
Why didn't you tell me you was coming?
I sent you a telegram some time ago.
Oh, I never got it.
I thought there was a fair going on here. Where's all the people?
I'm afraid it's all over at the cake baking contest.
But why are you afraid?
Well, because Ellie Mae has got a cake entered.
That is an excellent reason.
On my way over to see if I could buy it and get it out of the contest before...
Telegram for Mr. Clampett. Telegram for Mr. Clampett.
Must be your telegram now, Miss Jane.
Telegram for Mr. Clampett. Telegram for Mr. Clampett.
That's me. Are you hurt?
No, I always get off my bike that way. It ain't got no brakes.
Miss Jane, I'm gonna tell that riddle to Uncle Jed.
All right, Jethro, but this time, when you get to the finish, remember, the answer is you.
I got it. Hey, Dad, got a doozy of a riddle for you. It ain't my sister, it ain't my brother, yet it's the child of my father and mother. Who is it? I give up. It's you! He didn't laugh either, Miss Jane.
I guess you're just too sophisticated for them, Jethro.
Yeah, reckon so.
That lady there is Violet Hensley from down at Yellville. She makes the finest fiddle in the hills.
Oh, look, she's going to play on one of the instruments she's made.
And her daughter is going to play the fiddlesticks.
All my life, I've heard the expression fiddlesticks. I never knew such a thing really existed.
There you are.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, it's so good of you to show me around and explain the various crafts indigenous to these mountain regions. I am positively exhilarated.
Oh, well, let's sit down and rest.
No. I'm keyed up, stimulated. These native craftsmen are simply fascinating. And now, for example, this bearded young gentleman here.
That's Pete Engler.
Look at that wooden Indian take form. How in the world does he do it?
Well, that's simple enough. He just takes a log, and then he cuts away everything that don't look like an engine.
And there's the mill.
Yep. That's where the folks brings their corn and such to be ground into meal. Would you like to see the inside?
Oh, I'd love to. That millstone must weigh a ton.
Yes, ma'am, and they's mighty hard to come by, right, Ed?
That's the truth.
Oh, how beautifully ethnic. An authentic mountain cabin.
Well, that depends. If they live in it themselves, it's an authentic mountain cabin. But if they sell it to some city folks, it's an authentic hunting lodge. I'll see you later, Miss Jane. I'm going over to the cake baking contest.
Thank you again for a delightful tour.
My pleasure.
Well, howdy, and welcome back, Miss Hathaway. Been outside seeing?
Yes, Mr. Kellums, and I am absolutely in love with your quaint little community.
Well, thank you, ma'am, and we're mighty proud to have a fine big city lady like yourself visit us.
Thank you. And now I'm going to don my bird-watching outfit and venture into the neighboring forest. Now, may I have my key, please?
What key's that?
Well, the key to the room I'm occupying.
I'm afraid there ain't no key.
Well, why not?
'Cause there ain't no lock.
Mr. Kellums, am I to understand that some local lock and var would be free to enter my room whenever he wished?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I reckon he would.
Oh, I just love this quaint little community.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. You want to have some vittles with me?
Oh, thank you, Granny, but I'm going to change, and then I'm off to the forest in search of my feathered friends.
You know some Indians in these parts?
No, Granny. I'm referring to my winged friends, the birds.
Oh, yeah. Well, the woods around here is full of them, all colors and sizes.
I'm looking forward to a thrilling ornithological adventure.
Shorty, have you ever known a person that used as many big words as her?
Just one. Don Richardson. He come in here the other day and throwed some words at me that'd weigh out better than 5 pounds apiece.
What was they, Shorty?
Well, he's talking about this law case, and he said something or other was incompatible overt offense.
Them is heavy rascals.
Hey, Granny. Sure is good to be eating your victuals again.
Jethro will know what them big words means. He's been plumb through the 6th grade.
What words is that?
Incompatible overt offense.
Ah, that's easy. All you got to do is break them words down to their root meanings. Compat, able, overt, Oh, fence.
What does it mean?
Means you come in and pat a bull, and you better get over the fence.
What did I tell you, Shorty?
He's a right one.
Most of them big words comes from the Greek.
I didn't know Don Richardson was Greek.
You fooling me?
Jed, did you get by the cake booth?
Yep.
Did you snatch Ellie's cake out of the contest?
Too late. The bidding had done commenced.
Oh, Jed, Ellie'll never get a husband when word gets around about her cake baking.
Granny, there was nothing I could do.
Well, why didn't you grab an axe and chop it up?
Might have been a dead giveaway, besides ruining a good act.
I'm going to lose my bet with Elverna. Her daughter will get married ahead of Ellie Mae, and she'll get to kick me up Dewey bald.
Well, now, don't start howling till the moon comes up.
And poor little old Ellie. She'll be old maid.
You'll feel better about Ellie when you see what's coming down them stairs.
Jethro, dear boy, would you care to reconnoiter the woods with me in search of the elusive purple martin?
No thanks, Miss Jane. I got me some eating to catch up on. And after that, I got me some romancing to catch up on.
Excuse me, Miss Hathaway. You aim to go into the woods like that?
Indeed I do.
You aim to carry a gun?
Never.
Rabbit's foot?
No.
Four-leaf clover?
Mr. Crumbs, the creatures of the forest do not frighten me.
Maybe not, but she's sure going to scare the tar out of them.
I shall wend my way through the forest to the shores of Table Rock Lake, and there I hope to find a family of herons.
Well, give 'em our best.
Is that the Luke heron?
Oh, no. The heron I'm looking for stands in the water on his long, skinny legs and gobbles up crawdads and frogs in his enormous mouth.
Well, if that ain't Luke Heron, it's his twin brother.
Thanks for the ham, Granny. See y'all later. So long.
Oh, wait a minute, Jethro. I need your help, honey boy.
What's the matter, Granny?
Well, I made a bet with Elverna Bradshaw. And if her daughter Big Mouth gets married ahead of Ellie, Elverna's going to get to kick me clear to the top of Dewey Bald.
Why, that's right on the main road where everybody can see it.
That's right. And Elverna will make sure that everybody knows. There'll be hundreds of people there watching, maybe thousands.
Why, just like a sideshow. A circus, a regular carnival.
Oh, bless you, Jethro. You're a sweet, sensitive, darling boy. I know you love your old granny, and you're going to do something about it, ain't you?
You bet I am. I'm going right over and talk to Paul Davis.
Candy maker? But he's married already.
I know that. I'm going to ask him if I can have the popcorn concession.
Why, you buzzard-hearted boob!
Guess what, Granny? My cake fetched the highest price of all.
What?
Yeah, Egg Bozeman paid $40 for it.
Did I hear right? Somebody bought Ellie's cake?
Egg Bozeman.
Wants me to bake him another one, just like it.
I can't believe it. If anybody knows good cake, it's Egg Bozeman.
Been a miller all his life.
It was the frosting that fooled him. Ellie did have it decorated awful pretty.
Well, let's quick go buy it back from him before he tries to cut into it.
Good idea. Let's go.
How about it, Egg? Nothing doing.
I'll give you twice what you paid for it.
Sorry, but it ain't for sale.
Oh, please, Egg, where is Ellie's cake?
Right over there.
You're using it for a millstone?
The best I've ever had. Turn it on, Herb.
Look at that rascal chew up corn.
But, Jed, this ain't getting Ellie married.
Maybe not, but we could always open up a mill.
I found him! The perfect man for Ellie Mae! A Hercules, a Paul Bunyan!
We waited too long to fetch Ellie Mae back to the hills to get a husband. All the good boys is took.
Granny, there's still some fish left in the creek.
Name me one. Pete and Jack Hershon is married. Ted Miller is married. Bill Thuston and Jack Williams. Les Vining, Buck Tucker. We've missed the boat.
Granny, Mr. Clampett!
Miss Jane is running like the devil himself is after.
I was worried about her going in the woods dressed like that. Like as not, somebody mistook her for a revenuer.
Oh, everybody knows there ain't no girl revenuers.
Yeah, but not everybody knows she's a girl.
What's the matter, Miss Hathaway?
I think I found a man for Ellie Mae.
Whereabouts?
In the forest, he was chopping a tree.
Maybe a bear chased her.
Or a mountain lion.
In the woods. I saw him just right for Ellie. An Adonis, a Hercules, and Apollo.
Oh, please, Miss Jane, she's got enough critters now.
No, you don't understand. He was cutting down a tree near the lake.
You don't need another beaver.
I am talking about a man.
That she needs.
What a man? A veritable Greek god.
Greek? You mean Don Richard?
No, his name is Matthew Templeton. Oh, I tell you, he could have stepped from the pages of A Shepherd of the Hills. Young Matt, reincarnated, a blonde giant.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's on his way. I invited here to meet Ellie and the rest of you.
Did you tell him that Ellie was looking for a husband?
I put it a bit more subtly. I told him I knew of a divinely beautiful young lady who had come back to the hills to find the right young man and get married.
And that didn't scare him off?
Oh, contraire. He seemed most interested. He agreed to come to town as soon as... There he is.
Is that him with the axe across his shoulder?
Yes.
That dog is Miss Jane. He's everything you said he was.
Let's run downstairs and grab him. I mean, meet him.
Hello? Anybody around?
Yeah,
Where?
right here.
Oh, howdy. I'm looking for someone I met in the woods.
Mr. Templeton, so good of you to come. Granny, Mr. Clampett, allow me to present Mr. Matthew Templeton.
Howdy do, Mr. Templeton.
Howdy, ma'am.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, young fella.
My pleasure, sir.
This here is Shorty Kellums. He runs the hotel.
Mr. Kellums?
Howdy. I don't recollect seeing you around Silver Dollar City before.
No, this is my first visit to town.
Spend most of the time in the woods, do you?
Yes, ma'am. Just about every day but Sunday.
I reckon you don't see many pretty girls in the woods.
No, indeed.
Speaking of pretty girls, here comes Ellie Mae.
Hey, look! I didn't finish baking my second cake.
Look, Ellie, let's get this back in the kitchen.
What's her?
I don't think it's quite ready yet.
But Mr. Bowden said he didn't want no frosting on this one.
We'll talk about that in the kitchen.
Did she say that big thing she was rolling there was a cake?
Cake of granite. Yeah. She uses it to cook on.
Sounded like she said she was done baking.
Oh, she's done bacon and eggs and pancakes.
On that big slab of granite?
Well, it's the old-fashioned way. It gives things extra flavor.
She's a good cook, huh?
There ain't nobody can touch that girl's food.
Ellie, I'd like you to meet Mr. Matthew Templeton. This here's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Well, howdy there. Real pleased to meet you.
Pleasure's mine, Miss Clampett.
Is she everything I said?
Why, she's even more beautiful than you described her.
I reckon you two would like to talk and get acquainted.
I think that's a very good idea.
Well, you can sit on the porch upstairs.
It's all right with Miss Clampett. I'd kind of like to stroll around and see the sights. See, I've never been here before.
Well, I'd be right pleased to show you around.
Well, thank you. I'd enjoy that.
I wouldn't go inside the mill, Ellie.
Why not, Pa?
Well, you wouldn't like to get meal dust over your pretty dress.
Oh, well, now you two just take your time and have a nice visit. Will you join us for victuals when you get back?
Well, thank you. I'm afraid I'm not dressed much like company.
Oh, he looks just fine, don't he, Ellie?
Yes, ma'am. He sure does.
Bless you.
Let's start over there.
Fine with me.
beholden to you forever and ever. You found the perfect husband for Ellie Mae.
I certainly hope so.
Oh, he's wonderful. Big, strong, handsome, hard-working hillman.
But apparently quite cerebral.
Oh, well, you can't have everything.
You know something? Anybody that hefts one of these rascals 6 days a week is all man.
I'll bet he could even whoop Jethro.
More important, he might be able to whoop Ellie.
Well, I'm off to the forest again. I'm hoping to find myself a yellow-tufted, broad-backed, wood-dwelling pippin.
I don't believe I've ever seen one of them pippins.
One just walked out with Ellie.
Folks, be sure and join us next week when Granny nails that big, handsome wood chopper right to the tree.
What a remarkable girl. Fellow that gets her is going to be a mighty lucky man.
Speaking of that, Mr. Templeton.
Please, call me Matthew.
Speaking of that, Matthew, I'm going to cut right through the rind and get to the melon. Would you be interested in marrying Ellie Mae?
Indeed, I would.
Boy, does Granny lord it over Alverna Bradshaw.
He's the man that's going to marry Ellie Mae.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
A day or so before your daughter's wedding.
Is that true?
Sooner the better.
What's the matter, Alverna? You look a mite green. Did you swallow something that don't agree with you?
Sure hope to see you next week. You know something, Granny? I feel sorry for Mr. Drysdale. Well, that poor man might as well be single with his wife gone all the time.
He's a lost soul, Jed. I was glad you invited him over for supper last night. But even my cooking didn't cheer him up.
Yeah, I noticed he hardly touched his plate of grits and possum belly.
Even when I spooned on some gopher gravy.
Yeah, he didn't perk up till after supper, and Pearl started playing and singing.
Don't tell me he liked Pearl's bellering.
That wasn't bellering, that was yodeling.
Well, it curdled the milk clean out to the kitchen. I've thrown shoes at tomcats that made prettier music than Pearl.
I sure wish you two women would get along together.
We ain't gonna get along together till she learns to stay out of my kitchen. I bet she's in there right now, sticking her long nose into my pots and pans. By dingy, if she is...
Now, Granny, you just cool down.
I warned you to stay out of my kitchen.
Oh, Jethro, save your more. Protect me from that wild woman.
Hold her, Jethro, so I can paddle her.
Granny, a thing like that could smart.
I'll put me down, big overgrown put me
Hey, what's
down.
going on here? Jethro, put your granny down.
She was fixing to whomp Ma.
I'll whop her.
Here, Ma, now it's a fair fight.
I don't want to whomp nobody.
Well, then you tell Pearl the next time she sticks her nose in one of my pots, I'm gonna cook it.
It is my bounden duty as a mother to supervise the victuals of my growing children.
Don't tell me they is still growing.
The Clampett side of the family has always been big, strong, strapping folks. It's your family that brought in the runts. Who you call a runt?
I think she meant you, Granny.
He's about as helpful as a high wind in a prairie fire. Come on, Pearl, you and me's going to have a talk. Jethro, you stay here and help your granny cool down.
Okay, Uncle Jed. Granny, would you rather I held you under the faucet here to cool off, or took you out to the cement pond and ducked you?
Try either one, and I'll bash you flatter than a gander's arch.
Now, Pearl.
Cousin Jed, I know just what you're going to say. You're going to say, Pearl, stay out of the kitchen. You're going to say, that's Granny's kitchen, and it's none of your business. You're going to say, stay in your room where you belong. That's what you're going to say, ain't it?
Ain't nothing like it at all. What I was going to say was, It seems to me that a handsome widow woman in the prime of life ought not to be hiding herself in the back part of the house, working over steaming pots and pans and dipping her playing fingers into soapy water and hoarsening up her beautiful singing voice yelling at Granny. That's what I was going to say.
Praise be. Why don't I keep my big mouth shut and just listen?
You know, Pearl, you got the gift of making music. And I reckon there ain't nothing these city fellas likes better than that.
Really, Jay?
Yeah, remember last night Mr. Drysdale was here and you was playing and singing and yodeling for him?
Yeah.
You brung that poor lonesome man a lot of happiness.
Jed, you ain't agreeing in me, are you?
I'll give you my word. Remember that song you sung, The Flowers That Bloom in the Spring, tra-la?
Yeah.
Well, you had Mr. Drysdale believing it was spring.
No.
Yeah. While you was still singing, he went and flung open the window, stuck his head out, and started taking deep breaths just like he was really smelling them flowers.
Reckon you like my yodeling?
Pearl, he like to went wild. I reckon them city fellas don't get a chance to hear much yodeling. Because when you throwed your head back and cut loose, it really grabbed a hold of him.
It did?
He gripped the arms of his chair till his knuckles turned white. Then he commenced to rocking back and forth and moaning like he's under some kind of a spell. And his eyes commenced to circling in his head, and real tears run down his cheeks. Before you got done, he was limp as a dish rag. I had to help him to the door.
Uncle Jed, I can't seem to do nothing to cool Granny off.
Ain't no need to, Jethro. Your pretty, young, piano-playing Ma has decided not to hide herself away out in the kitchen.
That's a good idea, Ma, because Granny, she'd find you and whomp you.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, you stay out here and practice playing and singing and yodeling. I'll take care of Granny.
I wonder if I should have told Uncle Jed that Granny's waiting behind the door with a skillet to whomp the first person that sets foot in her kitchen. I reckon I should have.
Jed, I'm sorry. I thought it was Pearl coming in.
Granny, you done shortened me.
I'll make a poultice for your head right away now, Jed. Right away.
I'm telling you, Granny, you don't have to worry no more about Pearl coming in your kitchen. She's going to be spending her time getting herself a husband with her singing and yodeling.
Yet it ain't legal to torture a man into marrying you.
You just don't realize the power Pearl's yodeling's got over men. Last night, Mr. Drysdale like to went wild.
Pretty near drove me crazy, too.
He loved it, Granny. I bet you he's got that yodeling ringing in his ears right now.
I can still hear it. An unearthly screeching.
Now, Chief, surely it wasn't that bad.
Well, I can best describe it as the sound a woman might make if she were having her appendix removed without an anesthetic.
Milton, darling.
Margaret, I'm so glad to have you back, dear.
What a cunning hat, dear. Is it you?
Welcome home, Mrs. Drysdale.
Thank you.
Milford, I have the most marvelous news. I'm going to a health farm in Arizona.
What?
Some women were talking about it on the plane. It's terribly chic, quite expensive, and you don't need any willpower. They just force you to be healthy. The doctors are all deliciously mean.
But, Margaret, you are healthy. Every doctor in the United States says you're healthy.
But, dear, this is different. They reduce you as well.
Margaret, if you want to lose weight, just stay home and we'll have dinner at the Clampett's every night. Now, you can't eat the food, but you won't leave hungry. Because Cousin Pearl will yodel your appetite away.
But, Milburn, it's so fashionable to go to a health farm.
Oh, Margaret, please stay home and run the place for a while.
You have plenty of servants.
Yes, but we have no one to manage the place. And with both of us away most of the time, the servants are asleep on the job.
Well, just hire a good, efficient housekeeper.
Oh, yes, just try and find one. Oh, Margaret, please stay home.
All right. That's the way you feel. Miss Hathaway, I'll stay home, just as you wish.
That's my darling.
Yes, Mrs. Drysdale? Telephone the pharmacy and have all my prescriptions refilled. And call my psychiatrist, my neurologist, my internist, and my osteopath and have them come over. Oh, and I'll need nurses around the clock. I just know servant problem's going to bring on a nervous breakdown.
All right, go to the health farm.
No. My place is at home.
Please go to the health farm.
All right.
If you're sure that's what you want.
Oh, I want it.
Milburn, I promise to come back a new woman. Bye. Just think, Milburn, you'll have a young, glamorous wife. Slim, trim, beautiful.
All right, start looking for a new housekeeper.
Won't do any good, Chief. We've been through this. Mr. Drysdale's office. Who's calling, please?
Tell him it's a surprise.
Surprise?
That's what she says.
Milburn Drysdale speaking.
What in the world is that?
That is Pearl Bodine yodeling. Now, when she comes up for air, tell her I was drafted.
Chief, she might be the answer to your housekeeping problem.
What?
Be nice to her. I'll explain.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Bodine. How nice to hear your voice again. You say?
Mr. Clampett says that Pearl is such an industrious housekeeper that Granny is jealous. She might take over your house and hers and solve both your problems.
What about that yodeling?
I won't be there. And I defy any servants to sleep on the job with Pearl around.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Bodine. I wonder if I might come over and talk to you for a while.
What, talk to me? Well, what about?
Well, I think you may be just the woman I've been looking for.
Yeah.
To take over the running of my house?
Well, yes. Come right ahead.
Can we say 3 o'clock?
Let's say 2. Goodbye. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh.
Will you stop that infernal caterwauling of yours?
It might be infernal caterwauling to you, but it's pure catnip to man. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Oh, lally, oh, lally. Now, looky there. I hit such a perfect note, it busted the glass.
It wasn't your voice that busted the glass. It was your face.
We'll see who gets the last laugh when my sweetie comes.
Sure is nice of you to share your soap with Miss Drysdale.
Well, with my lye soap, she'll be happy to stay home and do her housework.
Granny, most powerful batch of soap that you ever made. Just a breeze blowing it back on me on the way over here has got me crying.
I make a big soap to do a big job.
Arrivederci, au revoir, toodaloo.
Howdy, Miss Drysdale.
Hello. Goodbye.
Where are you going?
Milburn is sending me to a help farm. Martin, are we loaded?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's fly.
Just a minute, Miss Drysdale. Granny and me brung you something.
Yeah, honey. Take a good whiff of this.
How nice of you. Tell the gardener to spade it in around the rose bushes. Toodaloo.
Oh, just a minute, ma'am. Granny and me'd like to talk to you.
I haven't time. The sooner I go, the sooner Milburn will have his new wife.
Did you say new wife?
Completely new. Young, glamorous, slim, trim, and beautiful. Oh, Martin, did we like my medicine?
16 bottles, Mrs. Drysdale.
Good. Drive on. Toodaloo.
How could a woman be so cheerful about her husband getting a younger wife?
You heard her. She's loaded.
Yeah, both of them sued to the gills.
Who do you reckon is the woman that busted him up?
Hard to tell, Granny. There's so many young, beautiful women out here.
Yeah, probably one of them glamorous movie stars.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine.
Why, Mr. Drysdale, you are anxious. If I'd have had a little more notice, I'd have baked your sweet potato pie. It's one of my specials.
Oh.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Here, I'll take your hat. Yes, sir, I just love to cook, and I love to sew, and I love to keep house.
Yes, I've heard you're an exceptional housekeeper.
But I ain't one of them fussy ones. No, sir, not me. I say a man's home is his castle, and it is the duty of a woman to make him comfortable.
Oh.
There we go. Yes, sir. A man works hard all day, and when he gets home, he has a right to enjoy himself. Take off his shoes and relax and listen to some soothing music to calm his jangled nerves.
Please, Mrs. Bodine, not like that.
Mr. Drysdale, I've got to ask you to keep a grip on yourself. We're all alone in the house.
If you want me to keep a grip on myself, I must ask you not to play or sing or yodel.
I understand. Kind of makes you go all to pieces.
Yes, it does.
Well, you just come on back, and you sit down. Why, Mr. Drysdale, you're perspiring. Why, you got to get relaxed.
Well, please.
A man can't say what's on his mind unless he's resting easy. Land sakes. And with that tie and collar choking you, it's a wonder you can talk at all.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine, I'll be all right. Really, I will.
Mr. Drysdale, you got a hole in your stocking. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. When a man ain't got a woman around to care for him, them things is bound to happen. I declare, Mr. Drysdale, you're ticklish. Now, look, I'm gonna let you sit easy, and I'm gonna darn that up before you know it.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine, no, really, I can manage.
No, I ain't taking orders yet.
No, please, give me back my sock.
Now, give me my
sock.
I know how to handle you.
That's unfair. No, Mr. Buffy! No!
Mr. Drysdale.
I reckon Pearl is a young, beautiful woman that busted up his marriage. What? It's been her singing and yodeling that drove him to it. Mr. Drysdale.
Mr. Clappett, it was just, your cousin and I were... Oh, no, we weren't.
Jethro, leave the room.
Leave the house. Did you have to come back right now? We was just going great.
Pearl, what's the matter with you?
Man crazy, always was.
Mr. Drysdale, get yourself decent. I'll be back to talk to you.
Shame on you! You too, Pearl, you homewrecker. I don't know what you're talking about. You told me that Mr. Drysdale was crazy about my yodeling, so I called him at the bank, and I yodeled, and he come a-running over here to see me.
You done yodeled your way twixt Mr. Drysdale and his wife?
Wife, I didn't know he had a wife. Well, he has. The sweetest, kindest, nicest, drunkenest woman you ever saw.
You done sent her to the farm. Put her out to pasture so he can marry you.
You seen her leave? Oh, she knows about you, Pearl. Said her husband was going to get a new wife. Young, glamorous, slim, beautiful. Shit, that can't be Pearl.
You're forgetting what a powerful spell her voice throws on a man. Now, Pearl, I'm going back in there and try to talk some sense to Mr. Drysdale. Whatever you do, don't yodel.
Oh, Mr. Clappett, I'm terribly embarrassed about the picture we must have presented when you came in, but I assure you I wasn't at fault. Yes, your cousin Pearl is one of the most...
Yeah, my cousin Pearl admitted that she called you on the telephone and stirred you up. But she didn't know you were going to send your wife away to make room for her.
Oh, but I didn't. In the first place, my wife is never home. Second place, if she does come home, there's still plenty of room for both of them.
Mr. Drysdale, I hear tell that you folks out here behaves mighty different than we's used to. I know you're carrying a heavy load on account of your wife. But I just can't let my cousin Pearl get mixed up in any kind of goings-on like that.
Well, then, if I can't have Pearl, can I have Granny?
love you. You're a desperate man. That poor man in there is so sick of his drinking wife, he is wanting to marry either one of you two.
Last one in is an old maid.
We's trying to save the marriage, not bust it up, and I think I got an idea that'll do it. I want you two to wait in the kitchen, and when I bring Mr. Drysdale in, I want the two. Yes, sir, Mr. Drysdale. Well, both them fine, hard-working, good-cooking, housekeeping women is in the kitchen there. All you have to do is go in there and take your pick.
Oh, this is marvelous of you.
Nobody knows.
Oh, no. And they took the pledge.
Granny! Well, look who's here. It's old Jed himself. And there's Milby, baby. You fellas want to dance? Come on, let's have a little dance. Come on now.
You can't dance with her.
Why not?
It's all downhill.
Take your pick now, Mr. Drysdale, while they can still walk over to your house.
Oh, he's gonna pick me. Ain't you, sweetie, Milby? Oh, no, he ain't. He's gonna take me, ain't you?
Listen, you get your banker grabbing hands off of him.
Who you shoving, fella? Who you shoving, huh? I'll show you. Shove it there.
How about taking both of them, Mr. Drysdale? No, thanks. You done it, girl. Bless you both.
Pearl, you were just great. So with you, Granny, darling.
Together, you saved that man's home and you saved his marriage. Now, don't it give you a good feeling?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of winded. I think I'll go upstairs and rest. Call me when lunch is ready, Granny.
Oh, now, just a minute, Pearl, honey. We got a lot of mess to clean up here.
Granny, darling, you give me strict orders to stay out of your kitchen. Remember?
Why, you rode down no good.
Here we go again. What's all the racket out here?
I'm rigging a bulletproof shield from a double-knot spy car.
You have to bang so loud I can hear you clean out in the kitchen.
If you think it's loud in the kitchen, you ought to be under here.
Jethro? Hey, boy.
Yeah, Uncle Jim, what?
Why don't you do your pounding with the tub up? That way you can see what you're doing and it wouldn't be so hard on your ears.
Yeah. Uncle Jim, you know something? You're smart enough to be a double-knot spy yourself. You want to come with me to the West Indies and join up?
West Indies?
Yeah, that's where Double Knot 7 is right now.
I think I'll pass it.
It's a lot of fun. Pretty girls, danger, excitement.
I thought you had give up your double-note spying.
I can't, Uncle Jed. It's in my blood. I'm cut out for all that fighting and loving.
Well, there you was right keen on being a brain surgeon.
Why, them rascals don't even lay in the same kraut barrel with the double knots. Why, a brain surgeon might go for days without doing no worthwhile fighting or loving. That's my ejector seat.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're bound and determined, huh, boy?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. The minute I read old Double Knot 7 was over there in the West Indies, I said, Jethro, pack up and get going.
What's all that stuff?
Oh, this here's my iron hat. This here's my double knot spy coat. Got all the tools of the trade in here. Weapons, disguises, telegraph set.
Yeah, I know about your spy coat.
You don't know I got it armor plated. I'm a walking tank with this on.
Fine, boy. What's all this other stuff?
This here's victuals for my trip.
How far is it to this here West Indies?
Oh, it's way over yonder. Clean the other side of Kansas City.
Well, couldn't you live here at home and do your work in town?
No, sir. Double Knot Spies ain't got no Beverly Hills office. Can you open one? Just between you and me, I ain't a real for sure official Double Knot Spy yet.
How come?
Just can't find out where to go to join up.
I see.
That's why I got to drive to the West Indies.
Well, maybe if you opened up an office here and done a real good job, they'd hear about it and come to you.
You reckon so?
Well, it's worth a try, and it sure beats driving clean the other side of Kansas City. I'll stake it to the rent.
I'll pay you back quick as I save my first country.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll call Mr. Drysdale and see has he got an empty office in his bank building.
Jethro, grab that chicken. I got a job for you.
Bye, Uncle Jed. Hey, tell Mr. Drysdale I'm on my way.
Come back, Jethro.
Here you are, Jethro. Just the office you've been looking for. Jethro?
Mr. Drysdale. Man, this sure flattens out a feller's arches.
Why are you wearing this heavy coat on such a warm day?
Oh, I can't tell you just yet. It's top secret.
Oh. Well, go on in and take a look around. Go ahead.
Mr. Drysdale, could you give me a little shove to get me started?
I just heard what you're doing. You can't rent this office.
Who says I can?
Well, it's the only vacancy in the building, and the Baker and Associates have been waiting 6 months for it. They're moving in this afternoon.
How much money have they got in my bank?
Well, none.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jed Clampett has a bundle, and he wants his office for Jethro. Now, who do you think's going to get it? Well, Jethro, how do you like it?
Who's Jethro? Didn't know it was me, did you? This is just one of my disguises. I got a whole slew of them.
Why do you need disguises?
Miss Jane, when a fella lives close to danger, he's got to be ready for anything. Help me up, would you?
Jethro, are you double knot spying again?
Shh. Oh, I reckon the place ain't been bugged yet. This is going to be Double Knot Spy headquarters for Beverly Hills.
Chief, did you hear that?
Yes, isn't it marvelous? Welcome, Jethro. It gives me a feeling of great security to have one of you brave chaps so close to my vault.
Am I close to your vault?
This desk is directly over it.
Hot dog! You won't have to worry about it with me sitting here. Oh, I might have been followed. I'll use an old Double Knot Spy trick and disguise my voice. Hello? Just a minute, I can't hear you. What'd you say? Granny? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. All right, I'll come right now. Leave my spy headquarters open for me, will you? I got to get home and tote Granny's victuals back into the root cellar and pluck a chicken.
Jed, you just can't turn him loose in downtown Beverly Hills.
Granny, let him get this spy stuff out of his system. A couple of days, he'll be wanting to be a streetcar conductor again. Shooting nickels and dimes out of one of them money squirters.
All ready, Pa. Bye, Granny.
Where are you going?
Well, down to Jethro's spy office. Pa says I can be his secretary.
Jed Clampett?
Well, he can keep her eye on the boy. Keep him out of mischief. And she might just meet a fella or two.
Well, all right. If you find one you like, fetch him home for victuals.
Yes, Granny.
Well, I'm all done. See you later.
Wait for your secretary.
My what?
I told Ellie she could work for you down to the spy office.
Oh, no!
Oh!
Now, Granny, he'll be all right.
It ain't him.
Chief, I have not been able to reach Mr. Baker. He's going to show up any minute expecting to move into 205.
You leave Baker to me. Just see that Jethro's happy.
Speaking of Jethro, The building custodian says he's installing all kinds of crazy things up in that office.
Good. He's happy. And so am I. His uncle's paying for it.
You're the boss.
Remember that.
Didn't know it was me, did you? Jethro.
Very clever, Jethro. You're a born spy.
What have you got? That thing. Armor plating. Now, this coat will turn a rifle bullet.
Well, what's this, Jethro?
Don't yank that.
Why not? Do you blow up?
Well, ma'am, this here's a secret weapon. Now, watch my shoe when I yank this. Well, it ain't working right now, but when it does, a pointy blade pops out of the toe of my shoe.
What for?
Well, old Smirsh has got 'em. And if they go to kicking to me, I'm gonna kick right back.
Fine work, Jethro. You're a credit to your profession. Now get up to your spy headquarters and make us proud of you. Huh?
Yes, sir. I'll do my best. Oh, hey, has anybody been asking for me?
Only the custodian.
No, I mean anyone from International Not Headquarters.
I don't think so.
Well, they don't use names. Just letters like M or Q.
That's the way you'll be on the lookout for him.
Gee, you shouldn't encourage him to play spy. He's taking it seriously.
Well, so am I. If it'll help keep the Clampett account, he can call me Milburn Goldfinger.
Don't be scared. It's me in disguise.
Remarkable.
But thank you. Now, if M or Q or anybody with knots in their names comes looking for me, be sure to send them to my office.
I'll do that.
Doggone, I sure wish I could get that blade to pop out of my shoe before they come. Oh!
What's the matter?
I must have put it in backwards. Oh, that's smart.
Are you all right?
Sure, I'm a double nut. I'm gonna put this back on just in case I go to crying.
Forgive my curiosity, but what was that?
Oh, well, he's just a temporary tenant.
Not on my floor, I hope. Well, I'm Vincent Baker, of Baker and Associates.
Oh, dear.
You seem distressed to see me.
Well, I am, yes.
After him?
Well, Mr. Drysdale will explain everything to you, Mr. Baker.
What is there to explain? I've been waiting for 205 for 6 months. You said it would be ready today. Here I am.
Yes. Well...
Yes?
The chief, this is Mr. Baker. He'd like an explanation about 205.
Well, he's entitled to one. See as he gets it.
Well, looks as though it's up to me, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Tell me, have you ever seen a James Bond movie?
As a matter of fact, I've seen them all.
Oh, good. That will make it easier. You see, Mr. Baker, the nephew of our largest depositor fancies himself another 007.
Vince, maybe you ought to call off this bank job.
Honey, there's $250,000 sitting in that vault under 205. I've been waiting 6 months to get at it.
But the plan isn't working out. That Jethro kid's got the office.
I'll take care of the kid. Besides, it's got to be tonight. The plane's all set. Marty's waiting in Mexico. It'll work out.
Vince, it's too dangerous. This kid may not be as dumb as you heard.
Take a look at his door.
There's my first contact, Ellie. Now, you know what to do.
Come in.
How do you do?
Hi.
We'd like to see Spy Bodine, please. We're from London headquarters.
You are?
Ellie Mae, you dumb old girl, I told you to be sophisticated and mysterious.
But they's from London headquarters. I'll fetch him in, huh?
No. Us double knots can't let folks walk in on their own say-so. I gotta check them out through the secret two-way mirror first. Now, you get back out there and sneak that picture off the wall.
Would y'all step over here in front of the secret two-way mirror, please?
tonight, darling?
No, I think tonight's the night.
You'll have to go back to your office, Ellie Mae. This here is top secret stuff.
Okay, Nut Nut.
Yes, Lord. All my calls. I ain't into nobody.
I hope you ain't mad at me for opening up a Beverly Hills headquarters without your say-so.
It is slightly irregular.
Quite.
It's the only way I get you to notice me.
As a matter of fact, we've had our eye on you for some time. Right, Kay?
Right.
K? J? K? L? Gee whiz, you're higher than them.
Yes?
What's your initial?
Oh, I'm Jay. H thought the Beverly Hills office should have top priority.
It's a dandy. Well, right now, there's a secret movie camera taking pictures of us.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. I got it hid in the wall.
Where?
Oh, right over here. Let's see. Where did I hide that rascal? Uh-oh. Must have plastered over the lens.
Well, these things happen. Right, Kay?
Right, Jay.
I got the office bugged.
You have?
Yes, sir. See them pencils over there?
Yes.
Well, one of them is a little wireless microphone and sending set. I think this is it. Oh, by golly, I believe this is just a regular pencil. I guess I was right the first time. Well, anyhow, everything we've said up to now has been recorded on tape.
We'd like to hear it.
Yes, sir. I got a tape recorder hid right here in this drawer. You got something in backwards. Maybe I can remember everything we said. Let's see, when you first walked in, you said that
Never mind.
How am I doing so far?
You mean there's more to show us?
Well, yes, ma'am. I got something in this closet Q section ain't even got. Wait till you see.
Right under that desk, sweetheart. 250,000.
But how do we get rid of the goof?
We don't. We let him dig through the concrete.
What?
They'll think he's just putting in another spy gadget. And when he's through with the noisy work, tonight I'll come in with the cutting torch and...
This here's my armor-plated spy coat. I got a rig with a tear gas squirter. Now step back and watch this. Looks like I got that in backwards, too. But I got something else to show you. Quick as I get this off. Now watch my shoe. There, I got the bugs out of that. Now if old Schmursh goes to kicking at me, they'll get it right back. Anyway, that's how it works. Well, that's all I got ready to show you right now. Do I get sworn in?
If your escape hatch passes inspection, you're all set.
Hot dog! My what?
The escape hatch under your desk.
I ain't got no escape hatch under my desk.
Did you hear that, Kay?
I can't believe it, Jay.
H must never know.
You mean I'm supposed to have a hole in the floor to get through?
That's the first thing you should have prepared.
But I can't make one there.
Did I hear a potential 00 spy say he couldn't build an escape hatch?
Well, not under that desk, you see.
Let's go.
Too bad. He was doing so well.
Had a perfect score up till there.
Give me another chance, please. Wait a minute, listen.
Sorry, we're leaving town tonight.
I'll have one by then.
Is that a promise?
Cross my heart and hope to gas myself.
What do you think, Kay?
We'll never find another brain like his.
He's a 00 if I've ever seen one. Very well. But keep it top secret.
Gee, thanks, Jay. You too, Kay. I'll have it ready when you get back. Hot dog! LMA, you and me's trading offices.
Well, how come?
I gotta cut a hole in the floor, and there's a steel ball under mine.
I'm sure Mr. Drysdale will want to show you Jethro's office personally.
Who's there? That you, Baker?
No, Chief, it's the Clampetts.
Oh.
Come in, come in.
Awful nice of you to have Miss Jane fetch us down.
Oh, not at all. I thought you'd like to see what nice accommodations we've given Jethro.
Hope he ain't being a double-knot nuisance to you, Mr. Drysdale.
On the contrary.
Yes, the Chief was just saying having Jethro here makes the whole building more secure.
Where you going, Jethro?
I'm gonna climb up on your desk and jump through that hole I chiseled in the floor.
Well, ain't no hole there yet.
There will be. Help me up. Stand aside. 1, 2.
Well, let's go up and look at spy headquarters, shall we?
What blue blazes is going on?
That's my double-knot escape hat.
Howdy, Paul. Howdy, Granny.
Ellie Mae, get down here and cover up that hole before somebody gets hurt.
Yes'm, Granny.
Sure hope I don't have to escape too often.
It's a pretty fur drop.
You mean you busted that hole in the ceiling of purpose?
I had to. Otherwise, Jay wouldn't swear me in.
Who's Jay?
Well, he's the head spy from London. If I'd have put the hole where he wanted me to, I'd have had to bust into your vault.
My vault?
Yes, sir.
Step into my office. I want to hear more.
See him on that page?
No, sir.
How about this page?
There he is. That's old Jay.
It's Tony the Torch Montanero. Alias Vincent Baker. Alias Vince Vecchio. Alias Gene Booth. Alias Bob Graham.
Boy, has he got disguises, huh?
Ellie, you covered the hole, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am, Granny. I sewed the carpet back over it.
All right, Tony, on your feet.
How soon will he be back?
In about 10 years.
10 years? I can't wait that long to get swore in. Hey, wait for me.
Someday I gotta have a long talk with that boy. Granny, you out here?
I'm over here, Jed.
Granny, is that you?
Shucks, no, Jed. I got prettier feet than that. Prettier drumsticks, too.
Well, them is them fancy towels Mr. Drysdale give us.
Yeah, he says they're beach towels, but we use them right here.
Granny, we got company coming, and I reckon you'd like to get some victuals going.
Who's coming?
Well, one of them rich, high society Beverly Hills fellows named of Armstrong Doozer McHugh III.
The third what?
Third Armstrong Doozer McHugh, I reckon.
You mean to tell me that them McHughes named all three of their young'uns the same name?
I reckon that's it.
Hell, it's none of my business. But dogged if I can see where Armstrong Doozer is such a good name.
Yeah, kind of confusing, too. I reckon that's why they call him first, second, and third.
How'll this feller get acquainted with us?
Well, he ain't yet. Jethro invited him over here to meet us, but between you and me, I think it's Ellie Mae he wants to meet.
Yeah, Jethro's always bragging about his pretty cousin.
I told her there's a fella coming over to meet her, and she promised to put on her prettiest dress.
Well, when that Armstrong Doozer gets a look at Ellie, he's gonna forget what number he is.
Paul?
Over here, Ellie. Ellie Mae Clampett, there is a fella coming to see you.
Well, what's wrong, Paul? I put on my prettiest dress.
Ellie Mae, look at your feet. You ain't got no shoes on.
Well, I'll go put them on.
Come back, Ellie. I just can't think of no quicker way to kill a romance than to meet a feller toting a skunk in your arms.
Is this the Clampett residence?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
He's older than I figured.
And wearing a uniform.
Guess we didn't see he was in the Army.
It's all right, Jed. It's Confederate grade.
Well, howdy there. I'm Jed Clampett. This here is Granny, and I reckon you must be Armstrong Doozer McHugh III.
Oh, no, sir.
The second?
No, ma'am.
That explains him being older. He's the first. Jethro Armstrong's here.
Sir, you don't understand. Excuse me.
Mr. Clampett, I am Armstrong Doozer McHugh III.
Well, howdy there, Armstrong. I fear you're mighty young for Ellie.
Sir, I'm here to play with Jethro. We're classmates in the 5th grade.
Granny, shake hands with Armstrong Doozer McHugh III.
Howdy, third.
I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
Mighty big spread of years between the first and the third.
It appears to me the second would be just about right for Ellie.
Miss Jethro!
Oh, please, sir, please. Master Armstrong is very delicate.
Jethro won't hurt me. He's my friend.
But you might get a nosebleed at that altitude. Master Armstrong is under the care of several specialists. He's very sickly.
Wilkins, please.
Last week we had nurses around the clock.
Even got a sick clock.
Master Armstrong, please. You're not to get excited. Would you like a tranquilizer?
No.
Come on, everybody. Let's go in the house.
I got some victuals cooking.
One moment, please. I must go in the house before Master Armstrong.
I'm sorry about Wilkins, but he has his orders.
What in the Sam Hill are you doing?
This is an allergy spray.
He ain't got no allergies.
Master Armstrong has several.
And spray him.
You don't understand. This spray settles the dust in the room.
Dust in my house? Why, if you weren't wearing the uniform that I dearly love, I'd ram this down your throat and reach in and push the button.
Granny, calm down.
Well, I just mopped and cleaned in here just this morning.
Madam, the air is filled with minute particles invisible to the naked eye.
I don't see them.
Hope you brought your swimsuit, little doozy. We got a dandy big cement pond here.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know how to swim.
Oh, Jethro will learn you.
Sure. Oh, no. Master Armstrong's not allowed in the water.
No wonder he's got all them allergies. A good hot bath with lye soap. That's what he needs.
Lye soap? Master Armstrong, I don't think I should leave you here.
Please, Wilkins.
Well, I'll take your temperature and blood pressure before I go.
No, Wilkins, I feel fine.
Oh, very well. With whom shall I leave the young master's schedule on rest, diet, medication, and telephone numbers of doctors?
Well, if it's anything to do with Doctor and Granny, here's the best.
Very well. There you are. Now then, antihistamine pills, tranquilizers, acid pills, anti-acid pills, vitamins, iron, liver, yeast extract, antibiotics. Open up, Master Armstrong. It's time for your throat spray. Just a precautionary measure to see that he fights off the respiratory virus.
If that rascal comes around here, I'll fight him. Over to school, all the big fellas is always picking on little doozy.
But not when Jethro's around.
Oh, I almost forgot. The oxygen tent is in the car. Where shall I set it up?
Tent?
Yes, sir. Master Armstrong usually spends an hour a day in it.
Oh, you like camping, do you? I'll say he does. He's happy as a itchy pig rubbing against a real fence.
Speaking of pigs, I got some hog jowl stewing and a possum pie in the oven for this little feller's lunch. Come on.
Hog jowl? Possum pie? Do you intend to feed those things to Master Armstrong?
Why, don't he eat that good at home?
Oh, he has an extremely delicate digestive system. At present, he's on a diet of special Swiss yogurt. We hunted all over Beverly Hills to find it.
Jethro, get out your rifle and hunt down one of them Swiss yogurts.
Okay, Uncle Jed. Oh, and I'll take little Doozy along to make sure I shoot the right kind.
Sure. Reckon Granny will know how to cook it once she sees it. Does it run or fly?
Neither. Yogurt is inanimate. It just lies there.
Ain't gonna be much sport to shoot, Jethro.
That's a fact.
Hi, has anybody seen little Charlie?
A dog! Go away. Master Armstrong's allergic to all animals.
Ellie! Charlie got in the kitchen.
Ah! A skunk!
Oh, city feller, I wouldn't do that if I was you. He might just return the favor.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've all finished.
Go right ahead and chuck it in there, young fella. Looks like you could use a little fattening up.
That's a fact. I've thrown away chicken bones with more meat on them than he's got.
You want some more, little Doozy?
Oh, no, thank you. It was most delicious. I'd like to tell Chef how to make that.
Who's Chef?
Oh, he's the feller that does the cooking over at Doozy's house.
A man in the kitchen?
Yeah, Granny. You ought to see him. Cooks in a great big white hat.
Well, the first thing to tell him to do is to get rid of the hat and do his cooking in a pot.
Well, how come your ma don't do the cooking, little Doozy? Who? Your ma. Oh, Mother. I don't believe she knows where the kitchen is. On her rare visits home, I've never seen her there.
Visits home?
My mother and father spend most of their time traveling.
Oh, drummers, huh? What do they sell?
Well, they don't work. They just travel.
How come?
I really don't know. I imagine they enjoy it.
Well, don't you miss your ma and pa?
Oh, they write to me regularly, every month or two. I have a marvelous collection of foreign stamps. And they always telephone me on my birthday.
That's right, friendly of them.
Who looks after you, little Doozy? Oh, mostly the governess. Governess? She's married to Wilkins.
Did you hear that, Granny? That fella to bring him over here's the governor.
That still don't give him no right to tell me I got dust in my house.
You folks have so much fun. I never even laugh at home.
Well, little feller, anytime you feel like busting out laughing, you come right on over.
Excuse me. Come on, little Doozy. You promised to help me with my homework. He's the smartest kid in school.
Oh, I'd rather be able to swim and climb trees like you.
Well, you help me with history, and I'll teach you to swim and tree climb.
I spoke to young Master Armstrong, and he told me to tell you that he ain't ready to go home yet. He's having too much fun.
He's not permitted to have fun. It's bad for his blood pressure.
Well, I'll tell him when he comes down out of the top of that tree.
He's in the tree?
Say, that little rascal can climb like a squirrel. Soon as his hands get toughened up, he'll be as good as Ellie Mae.
I insist upon taking him home immediately.
I told you, he don't want to go home yet.
That makes no difference. He's going.
Hold on a minute. I don't want to tangle with no soldier in the Confederate grave.
This is not a Confederate uniform. Now remove your hand and lead me to Master Armstrong.
And if I don't?
I'll have to take him by force.
Is that a fact?
Like Grant took Richmond.
What did you say?
I shall take him like Grant took Richmond.
That's what I thought you said.
I'll be back.
Well, you better bring Grant with you and his whole army.
Sorry to interrupt, Chief, but Wilkins here has an urgent problem concerning young Armstrong Dewson McHugh III.
No, what is it?
Well, to fill you in, Chief, Armstrong Dewson McHugh III's father, Armstrong Dewson McHugh II, has appointed the bank executor of his will, administrator of his estate, and guardian of Armstrong Dewson McHugh III in case something should happen to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong Dewson McHugh II. And that is why Wilkins here, and very wisely, has come to you in this crisis.
What is the crisis?
I forgot. Oh, yes. Young Master Armstrong is being held a prisoner.
Call the FBI. Do you know who has him?
A hillbilly family called the Clampetts.
J. Edgar Hoover, please.
Never mind, hang up. Wilkins, the Clampetts are my next-door neighbors, my largest depositors, and my personal friends.
And the very salt of the earth. Sorry, Chief.
But, Mr. Drysdale, young Master Armstrong is extremely frail and delicate, and the Clampetts refuse to give him the proper food or rest or medication. They're exposing him to great danger.
Get the Clampetts on the phone. They won't harm the boy.
But I'm afraid they already have. They've got him climbing trees and eating possum pie. Delicious. But they're violent people. Granny threatened me with a shotgun.
What did you say about the South?
The South what?
Granny! Jane Hathaway here. Could you call young Armstrong Deuce McHugh III to the telephone?
I don't hardly think so. He went out to the cement pond to swim.
Thank you, Granny. Goodbye. Nothing to worry about. Master Armstrong is in swimming.
But he doesn't know how to swim.
But Jethro, I don't know how to swim.
Oh, don't let that worry you, little doozy. We can learn anybody. Why, heck, Ellie Mae even learned her cat.
Come on, Rusty.
Look there.
Come on, Rusty. Did you have a good swim?
See, little doozy? There's nothing to it. Now, you just watch me and do as I do. Come on, little doozy.
I'm afraid, Jethro.
You got nothing to be afraid of. Why, Ellie Mae is right here.
And Rusty, too. I'll do it if Big Jethro commands me to.
Big Jethro says dive in and swim. You sure are, little doozy. You just done swum right out of your swimming suit.
Nice and soft here so nobody won't get hurt none. Can you really teach me to defend myself against those big bullies at school? You betcha. Now come at me like you're fixing to hurt me. Really ought to learn you on someone bigger than myself. Mr. Poleman?
Yes, Miss Clampett?
Would you help us out for a minute, please?
Why, certainly. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to learn this here young fella how to protect himself. Now, you come at me like you're fixing to hurt me.
Oh, I don't think I'd better. I was in the Marines, you know, and they taught us some pretty rough tactics. By any chance, were you in the 3rd Battalion?
Try that, little doozer.
It works!
I'll tell you what you can do. You whittle yourself a whole bunch of these, different sizes, tie them together side by each. You can play a real tune.
But I don't have a knife, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you promise to handle it real careful, like I showed you, safety first, don't cut yourself, you can have this one.
Gee, thank you, Uncle Jed.
You know, by rights, I ain't your Uncle Jed, just Jethro.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Clampett.
Seeing as how you're such a good friend of Jethro's, you can call me Uncle Jed.
Now remember, Third, you gotta keep your eye on the cork. When the cork starts bobbing around in the water, then you know that a fish is nosing around the bait. And then, when the cork all of a sudden ducks under the water, then you know old Mr. Fish has grabbed the bait. And you pull him out.
Can I hold the line, Mrs. Granny?
Sure, you might as well get the feel of it.
I caught something!
Oh, you couldn't have. There's nothing in there.
It felt like a whale! Help me!
I figured I'd let little Lucy see what it was like to catch a big old catfish.
You hold it kind of loose this way. You bring your arm back, and just as you let it fly, you give it a little spin. You watch.
Perfect ringer, Uncle Jed.
Yeah. Now, you try. Now, you see how handy it is to be able to climb a tree?
Now, be of good cheer, Wilkins. I am confident that we shall find everything here in possum pie, apple pie order.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Well, Miss Jane, Mr. Wilkins, come on in.
Gonna bake a tater pie to give to little Goose. And it'll taste so good his toes will curl up in his shoes. To make a tater pie, it takes a lot of possum fat. I don't think that feller chef can bake it in his hat.
Greetings, Granny.
Hello, Granny.
Thought I told you to secede from these parts.
Granny.
Madam, I demand to see Master Armstrong immediately.
Shh, don't wake him up. He's taking his nap.
Yeah, did you see he's getting his rest?
Needs it, too. Poor little feller's all tuckered out.
Which bedroom is he in?
Napping right out there in the sun.
The sun? His skin is far too sensitive to be exposed to ultraviolet rays. He's allergic to animals.
Wilkins, I'm not going home. I feel fine.
You're coming home and have an antiseptic bath and then spend an hour in your oxygen tent.
Wilkins, I'm not going.
Then I'll take you by force.
You will.
Like Grant took Richmond.
Master Armstrong.
I'll call you when I need you.
Go away. Scat. 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 Scat.
I wouldn't do that if I was... Tried to tell him.
There you are, Skipper.
Ellie Mae, you better learn Skipper some table manners or Granny ain't gonna let him eat in her kitchen.
I'd a heap rather have him eating in my kitchen than that big, overgrown, lazy, good-for-nothing Leif Crick.
Now, Granny, don't start on Leif again. He's gone. He's on his way back to the hill.
He don't live in the hills. He lives in the gully. And it's his kind that give the hill people a bad name.
He's on his way back to the gully and his daughter with him. Now, let's forget him.
Granny, don't get yourself all angered up.
Who's angered up?
You are, because that Leif Crick tried to get you to marry his daughter. Ain't that right?
Shucks, no. They's both going back home.
I'm the only one that has the gumption to hold a grudge. It's a sorry thing when a poor old stove-up, wore-out, gray-haired old granny has to do all the grudge holding in the family.
Well, leave go of it, Granny. Now, Leif is gone, and you can't start a fire without you got two sticks to rub together.
You calling me a stick?
Start in on me. Here. Have some of this scalding hot coffee. It'll cool you down.
Here we are, Mr. Crick.
Ma'am, I just don't know how to thank you. A fine, beautiful young city girl like you giving a poor old hound dog like me a ride in your beautiful automobile.
Nonsense, Mr. Crick. The moment you told me that you were Mr. Clampett's nearest and dearest friend...
Like that, Jet and me. 2 peas in a pod. Always was.
I'd be so happy that you're staying over.
Missing my own daughter's wedding to do it. But I says to myself, I says, Leif, I says, if you can pleasure Jed and Granny and them young'uns even that itty-bitty bit by staying over here like they begged you to, you just gotta forget your own pleasure.
Just like Mr. Clampett, always thinking of others.
Like that, Jet and me. 2 birds and a mule's tail. Always was.
I wish I could stay and see this joyous reunion between 2 old friends, but I must be getting back to the bank.
Yeah. You take good care of old Jed's money, you hear? You keep a tight hold on it now.
Don't you worry, it's safe.
That's comforting to know.
It's comforting to know that Mr. Clampett has friends like you. I hope you can stay for a while.
I'm going to try my best. You got my word.
Skipper and me'll be back to help you with the dishes. Help me with the dishes, and that's what you get when you deal with those gully people. Leif Crick, S.E. Bell. I'll tell you, I've seen some things. That's the way it is. I never won actually trash.
What you got there, Skipper? Mr. Crick.
You speak to me, boy.
That was late, spelled Mr. Crick.
Hi there, Ellie. I get to my feet, honey, only I'm so tired from walking all the way up here.
Well, I thought you went back home for Isabel's wedding.
Oh, Ellie, darling, promise me you never gonna treat your pa the way that girl treated me.
What did she do?
Went away and left me stranded, without no car, no money, no food, all sick and starving.
We got plenty of food, and Granny will doctor you back to health.
No, honey. I don't want to burden nobody, but I would like to see your pa's face just one more time before I pass on to my reward. Now, maybe if you was to help me, I could get to my feet and make my way to the table. I mean, to wherever your pa is.
Well, he's in the kitchen.
Good.
I am cooking grits and jowls. Billy boy, Billy boy. I am cooking grits and jowls. Charming Billy. And my victuals will be safe now that Ree is rid of Leif. He's a good for nothing, low down, lazy varmint.
Hello, dear sweet little old granny.
He's back and drunk to boot.
What's the matter, Granny?
It's Leif Crick. That good-for-nothing, low-down, lazy, victual-stealing, liquor-drinking gully jumper.
Granny, I thought you'd blow it off all that steam.
I did, but he's back and I'm commencing to boil again.
Leif is back?
Yes, but not for long. Give me that axe.
Dear old friend, I didn't have it in mind to bother you none, but Ellie Mae found me and forced me to come in and have some victuals to help me get my strength back.
Well, you're always welcome at our table, Leif.
Oh, no. I ain't looking for no handout. Leif Crick ain't one to be asking for charity. No, sirree. Leif Crick wants to work for what he gets.
I didn't know there was 2 Leif Cricks.
Well, ain't no call for you to work, Leif, but if it make you feel any better, here's the axe. You can help Jethro yonder cut some wood.
I'd be glad to. I'd be proud to do it, but I think first I'll change into my work clothes. I wouldn't want to get my Sunday go-to-meeting suit all mussed up.
That ain't a bad hour's work, Jethro.
I'll say it ain't. Can we stop for victuals now, Uncle Jed?
Quick as Leif gets through eating, Granny's feeding him first.
Well, I thought Granny didn't like him.
Well, it ain't that. It's just that it's dangerous for other folks to sit at a small table with Leif when he's eating.
He'll swing his knife and fork around right lively.
Like a snare drummer at a Possum Day parade.
I'm going, Granny. I'm going, Granny. My poor old crippled knee let me.
What crippled your knee?
Well, the rheumatiz, Granny. Now, if you was to give me a little bit of your rheumatiz, I'm going.
Move on.
Well, Leif, you ready to go to work, are you?
Can't hardly wait to sail into it, Jet. Got my working clothes on now.
You notice the only place his working clothes is patched, don't you?
Now, Granny. Maybe he's turned over a new leaf.
Not unless there's food under it.
What you got in the pan?
Nothing. I was using it to dip grits and jowls for Leif. I couldn't keep ahead of him with a spoon.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that one man could work like that.
This one can. He's another Jed Clampett.
Howdy, Miss Hathaway, ma'am. I'm afraid you caught me resting a bit.
Well, you deserved a rest. Why, from my place, it sounded like there were 3 or 4 men over here, sawing, chopping, splitting logs.
Well, that's just the way I work, sir.
Oh, Mr. Crick, permit me to introduce Mr. Clampett's next-door neighbor and the president of our bank, Mr. Drysdale.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Crick.
I ain't good enough to shake the hand of no bank president, sir.
Now, don't be ridiculous. I'd be honored to shake your hand.
It's all rough and full of calluses from working every day from sunup to sundown.
By George. You and Jed Clampett are certainly cast from the same mold.
Is that like this, Mr. Drysdale?
2 peas in a pod.
2 bears and a mule's tail. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I'll run along and say hello to Jethro.
Sit down, man. You must be exhausted.
Shucks no, Mr. Banker. Way I work, I could go on like this for days. Of course, it is beginning to catch up with me a mite. I ain't a young fella like you.
Oh, I'm not so young.
Well, according to Jed, you are. His exact words to me, he says, now, you be sure and speak to young Mr. Drysdale about that job.
Job?
Doggone it, I wasn't going to let that slip out. I was bound and determined not to. Well, you just forget it, Mr. Banker. It's Jed's idea, not mine.
No, tell me all about it. Any idea of Jed Clampett's? I want to hear.
Well, Jed, he had this notion that you could hire me to watch his money for him down to your bank.
Oh, you mean like a guard or a night watchman?
Night watchman. That sounds like it.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Having Leif Crick around will lead to nothing but trouble.
You're right, Granny.
That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
I know the Cricks better than any of you. I knew his pa and his pa before him. And the 3 of them put together ain't worth the powder it would take to blow them up.
You're right, Granny.
That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
Leif Crick is all talk. And Tom Bear in the hay wagon. Why, he'd mealy-mouth you out of your eye teeth and sell 'em back to you.
You're right, Granny.
That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to Leif Crick, I know what I'm talking about. And it won't do any good to argue with me.
You're right. Let's all quit arguing with Granny so as we can eat.
How can I dish the victuals if you don't hold your plates up?
You're right.
That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. I've just left your friend Leif Crick. What a hard-working, industrious, wonderful man he is.
What did you say?
Then it's settled. If Jed Clampett wants you as a night watchman at my bank, a night watchman you are.
If you put it that way, I'm afraid I can't take the job.
Oh, why not?
Well, it makes me feel like I'd treat a possum with Jed's hound.
Oh, of course, I see your point. You don't want to feel, what's the word, beholden to Jed, eh?
That's right, Mr. Drysdale. I'm a poor man. I'm as rough as a cob and plain as dirt, but I've got my pride.
You are like Mr. Clampett.
Like that, Jed and me. 2 berries on a bush, all as was.
All right. I'll say it was my idea to hire you. Now, when do you want to start to work?
How about tonight?
Can you get some rest?
Rest? What's that?
Mr. Crick, men like you are few and far between.
Thank you, boss.
I tell you, Granny, the man is a veritable one-man sawmill. Cutting, chopping, splitting logs.
You see, Granny, old Leif has changed.
Well, if he has, I'm going to jump in that pond with all of my clothes on.
In a bank? At night? With a gun? And $40 million? Yahoo! Yahoo!
See, Granny? I told you so.
Yahoo!
I dog you, Granny. She was right. Granny. of a word. Want me to fetch you a jug of rheumatism medicine?
Oh, never mind. I can't believe it. I seen it, but I can't believe it. Lave Crick swinging an axe, splitting wood.
You ain't heard the best part, Granny. Old Leif done got himself a job.
A job? Lave Crick?
That's right.
I've changed my mind. Fetch my jug.
Yes, sir. Old Leif's going to work down to Mr. Drysdale's bank.
The bank where you got your money?
That's right.
Jed, turning a rascal loose like that in a bank is like putting a hungry fox in a hen house.
Give the man a chance, Granny. Maybe it's a good thing for Leif to learn a trade. At least now folks will know what kind of work he's out of. Want me to fetch your drinking thimble?
No. This calls for a cool head and warm feet.
All ready to go, Mr. Crick.
I sure do appreciate you carrying me to the bank, boy.
Glad to do it. If I stayed here, I'd have to dig a hole under the alum tree for Granny. And that there's hard work. I mean, W-O-R-K. Granny told me never to say that word around you. Gets you to cussing.
Jethro, you shouldn't do work like digging a hole. Fine, handsome boy like you.
Shucks, it's no harder than cutting wood or plowing or clearing stumps.
You ought to get yourself married, son. Then you wouldn't have to do woman's work.
Yeah. Make yourself comfortable, Mr. Crick. Mr. Drysdale will be right back.
Thank you, ma'am. My, this must be the finest, most beautiful office in all the world.
Oh, I'd hardly say that.
Well, I reckon it must be you, ma'am. Pretty girl always makes a room pretty.
Mr. Crick, you devil.
Oh, this is where you keep old Jed's money, is it?
Yes, the Commerce Bank is very proud to be the guardian of the fortune belonging to your nearest and dearest friend.
Like that, Jed and me. 2 drips of dew, all as was.
Well, make yourself at home. I'll just have a few words with Jethro.
A fine boy, Jethro. Yes. Looking for a wife. You and him would make a mighty handsome couple. Well, blue blazes, do they keep Jed's money?
Good to see you, Jethro. Mr. Crick, what are you doing?
Giving thanks, Mr. Drysdale, sir. Just giving thanks for a fine, generous, upstanding young man like yourself letting a poor old razorback like me work in his fine bank looking after the money of his nearest and dearest friend.
Wait, Crick. You're a good man. Jed Clampett is wealthy in more ways than one.
He is?
Yes. A friend like you is worth more than $1 million.
Oh, I do hope to be, sir. I do hope to be.
Where is that no-account, overgrown, big, lazy...
Granny, I told you Leif has got a job.
I'm talking about Jethro. He promised to commence to dig me a root cellar.
Well, Jethro is taking Leif to work. I'm going to start the root cellar for you.
One bad apple will spoil the barrel. You mark my words. That Leif is going to turn those young'uns into a no-account like himself.
Granny, Skipper and me's ready to help dig your root cellar. Ain't we, Skipper? Come on, Skip, let's go.
Don't look like them two a spoiled man.
Give him time.
Leif ain't going to be around to do much spoiling. I bet you Mr. Drysdale's got him working to beat the band right now.
I didn't singe your whiskers, did I?
No, not a bit. First time I ever tied into one of these. Is it all for me, or do I give you half?
No, I don't smoke them. Mr. Crick, would you like me to send for my barber?
No, I can smoke it by myself.
No, I thought you might want a shave and a haircut. My barber would be happy to come over here to my office and give you one.
You mean right while I'm a-setting here?
All I have to do is call him.
That sure is handy.
Yes, isn't it?
I'll just keep that in mind if I ever should need a shave and a haircut. But right now, I'm anxious to get to work. That's the kind of a man I am. I'm not much of a one for sitting around.
Good.
What I have in mind for night watching old Jed's money is if you was to put it into some gunny sacks, I'd sit on them sacks with my shotgun across my lap. Now, then you wouldn't have to worry at all. You could just go off someplace and sleep like a baby.
Mr. Crick, I'm afraid you have a slight misconception about the way we guard our money here at the bank. In the first place, Mr. Clampett's fortune isn't actually here.
It ain't.
No, most of it ain't. Isn't. And the money we do keep here is locked in a massive steel vault which cannot possibly be opened at night.
That kind of worries me, old Jed and me being like that.
Well, you can stop worrying. And Mr. Clampett knows his money is perfectly safe, and he knows he can get all he wants anytime he wants it.
And is all that, huh?
He doesn't even have to leave his house.
Well, my, that is handy. Oh, my, look at all that daylight out there. Why, I've got time to chop old Jed another cord of wood or two before sundown.
You, sir, are the hardest working man I have ever seen.
Habit of a lifetime, sir. Jethro, you out there?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Crick. Jethro thought you were staying here. He's gone home.
Oh, well, it's only 5 or 6 miles to old Jed's place. I guess I'll just run it. Good for my rheumatiz.
Oh, Mr. Crick, wait just a minute. Chief, may I drive him home?
Of course. Fantastic man. A human dynamo.
Yes, it was quite amusing. When the Clampetts first arrived, Granny insisted the entire fortune be changed into silver so it could be buried in the backyard.
What did you say?
Buried in the backyard?
I sure do thank you. You've been a great help to me. I'll be seeing you.
What a bundle of energy. A fine example for Jethro.
There you are, Jethro. Now get out there and commence digging your granny's root cellar.
But, Uncle Jed, Mr. Crick says I ain't supposed to do women's work.
See what I told you? The bad apple is commencing to spoil the barrel.
Jethro, you don't listen to what Mr. Crick tells you. You do what I tell you. Now get on out there. I'll join you in a minute with the shovel.
Yes, sir.
Here comes the wormy wine sack now. I'm gonna press my shotgun.
Jethro, stop your granny.
Yes, sir.
But what you fixing to do, Jed?
I was fixing to do a little digging out back yonder.
Well, I'll do it for you.
You could help if you're a mite.
Oh, no, I want to do it all myself.
I stopped her, Uncle Jed. Well, let's commence the digging under that big old elm out there.
Doggone it, Jethro. I want to do all the digging around here.
Leaf, the kind of digging that Granny wants done would take one man all day.
Well, hard work never hurt nobody. I'll see you in the morning.
It's a miracle. A plumb miracle.
I said it last night and I'll say it again this morning. If that Leif Crick has dug me a root cellar, I'll jump back into the cement pond with an anvil in my arms.
I wouldn't say too much, Granny. Leif's been right full of surprises lately.
He's nothing but...
Seen enough, Granny?
Yep. Fetch the anvil.
We ain't got an anvil.
I was counting on that. Some coffee.
That's deep enough, Leif. Veer a little to the right.
Thank you, Jed!